Hello everyone and welcome to another TTS 40k tutelage stream. Today joining me is Kyron and TTBNC. They are going to be playing the Tyranids and the Deathkorps of Krieg, which is interestingly my second time that I'm having a Deathkorps of Krieg player, which is kind of cool. As usual, if you want to support, please make sure you follow the YouTube channel, follow this Twitch. If you really liked what you see, there is a Patreon for the 40k TTS Warhammer community. As well, I am your host today. I am Grandalf. You can find me at twitch.tv/Grandalf_TS, where I play a myriad of different games. But lately, I've finally started getting back into play 40k. I had my first game of Grey Knights yesterday, which was awesome. So we're just gonna head right into it. Today, we're playing another 500-point game. Another learning stream where we'll figure out all the weird rule interactions that exist in 40k and we'll see what I get wrong and get right. So Kyron today is going to be fielding the Tyranids with a slightly revamped list. Actually, the Tyranids, to my knowledge, have not lost. So you got that going for you. How you doing today, Kyron?
Oh, I'm good.
And no pressure that I said I have not lost.
That's right. Okay. I do keep forgetting to correct you. It's Kieran, but whatever you say is fine.
Kieran, sorry.
Yeah, that's all good.
No, please. If I'm saying it wrong, make sure I'm not. As a school teacher, it gets on my nerves when I say names wrong.
Oh, there you go.
Kieran, cool. All right, and TT. Do you want me to just call you TT, or is there another name you want me to go by?
If it's easier for you, you can call me Tom. If that's much easier for you.
All right, I'm good with whatever. It's up to you.
Tom, TTBNC, whatever. It's all good.
I can call you like Inquisitor Gray Man if you wanted to.
Go ahead, let's go with it.
All right, sounds good, Inquisitor Gray Man. So, oh, sorry, I just got handed something. All right, so let's talk real quick. So right now we have our NIDs and we have the Deathkorps of Krieg. On the NID side, we're taking High Fleet Leviathan today. We're just going to go over some of your tools real quick. So the first thing I wanted to make sure we do is actually highlight your whole armies. And then you're going to go to right click and your toggles. And under your toggles, there should be something that says measured movement. And you want to make sure measured movement is clicked on.
None.
Oh, let's see.
Did you right click on the model or in space?
You want to click, it could be either. It could actually be either.
I already put mine on.
Oh, sorry, no, it has to be on the model. I apologize.
Yeah, I thought it had to be on the model.
So then you go to toggles, measure movement, it should be on, and then when you just pick up and move them, that'll automatically do your measurements for you. Although some reason that rapier did not.
No, it's not. Actually, they're not affecting all of them. What the hell?
That might be something on your measurement tool. So go to your measurement tool real quick.
Alrighty, measurement.
That's your line tool, or F4.
Ah, alright.
And just double check it real quick. That's set for inches. That you're on 2D. Right now we have it on auto mode. Then
there you
have edge, and then you're gonna have no log. There you go. Awesome. So just an easy way to measure movement. If some reason that doesn't work, you can actually still pick up a model and hold tab, and it'll do the same thing. But
I think it's shift, though.
Rather than having to fight through it, it's easier just to do that. The reason you want the 2D on is because when you pick them up, it actually measures when you pick them up. So with the 2D movement on, it makes sure you actually, oh, excuse me, get your full movement. All right. So there's that one. Pretty easy. Next one. Thanks, Minion. Next one you're going to do is on your, if you have a number pad. Some people don't. That's okay. On your number pad, if you press numpad 1 over a model, and you might not already know this, but just in case you don't, shows you the whole data sheet. You can see through there literally the whole data sheet. That's basically taken straight from the book. Your abilities, your keywords are at the top. So that's what I was telling you earlier when you had that question about transports. So the keywords that should be able to go into transport, it'll tell you on the transport ability, and then you'll just need to make sure that your keywords match on the top.
I'll have to check my sheet for that again to see if that was true to do that or not.
And then it tells you your weapons, what your profiles are, just a very easy way to access them. The next one, which you guys already figured out, is the 4 and 5 key, are ways to just see your auras or see your ranges. Most people tend to use those for deep strikes. It just makes it very, very easy to see that 9-inch bubble that you can't be in for a deep strike, which is when you wait till like turn 2 to deploy them on the board. The other thing people use them for is auras. So you have synapse, Kieran. I did it. Making sure I do it. And so it just helps you like, okay, how far can I move and not lose synapse and make sure that I'm still in synapse range. So it's a nice little helpful tool. It makes you a little probably lazy in person, so you may not need to rely on it all the time, but it's nice to have. Then 5 will reduce it. The other one is for wounds. So 2 and 3 are what controls your wound counters for Battlescribe 2 TTS. So if you just press 2, it'll reduce them. 3, it'll go up. Sometimes on Battlescribe, some reason, for your guardsman, you're only 1 wound. So you don't have the wound counter. But if you look at your marshal, he actually does have 4 wounds. So you will be able to change his.
Yep.
So that's pretty much all the base tools you'll be using. The last few is if the way I've gotten these guys in their neat little lines, if you just want to pick up a squad for one of your armies. So Kieran, you can pick up all the Hive Guard or the warriors, and then you can pick up all the Inquisitors. Yeah, you just press 1, 2, 3. It'll switch them around. Not going to use that while you're moving because that would count as movement, but you do get that little just ease of access for deploying. Makes it quicker, makes it faster, less of a pain. Yeah. Any questions so far about the tools?
No, pretty rudimentary.
Cool. Then on your if you do that numpad one again, this is something that will come in handy because in TTS you have a lot of models that look the same. If you numpad one again over a squad, so TT, do your guardsman, Kieran, you'll probably want to do one of your Hormiguns.
Yep.
At the bottom is a list of colors. If you pick one of those colors, it actually highlights the squad.
Right.
Oh. This is just a very, very easy way to separate, look at which squads are which, but this also actually does coherency for you. So they will, if you move one of the Hormiguns out, it will actually unhighlight. And that unhighlight's telling you it's outside 2 inches. So that's a nice way to keep track of if you're in coherency or if you're out of coherency, which matters, especially in 9th. In 9th, if you're out of coherency, your models die. If you're over 6 or more models, it has to be within 2 inches of 2 models. I don't know if Battlescribe to TTS is adapted for 2 models, but it is for 5 or less, which is 2 inches of a model. So just keep in mind you need to probably sometimes, especially Kieran for Horde armies or TT for Horde armies, that you're just gonna need to keep track that you're within 2 inches of 2, or you'll just start losing models and they'll die and that'll suck. Besides that, that's pretty much most of TTS tools. Oh, I forgot to hide my thingy and stuff. Sorry, sorry guys. Oh, my production quality sucks. There we go. Top just got.
Such a professional streamer.
There you go. Okay. Then a few tools that are on here. I realize I never actually go through. Oh, why are we blurry? That's weird. Hold on. No, we're not blurry. That's just me looking at it through there. Oh, streaming. All right, so if you go up to the top here, you'll see your scoreboard. And on your scoreboard, there's a few little tools here that help. So this scoreboard just is for keeping track of your points throughout the game. It tells you what battle round it is. If you just click these, it'll start tallying the points by 5s. Every match, you guys already have a few games in, so you generally know, but basically almost every single mission, unless you're playing Crusade, is if you hold 1, you get 5 points. If you hold 2, you get 10 points. If you hold more than your opponent, you get another 5 points. So 15 max is what you can get per primaries per round. Something that some people do forget, can't ever have more than 45 points for primaries. Same with secondaries. It's a max of 45. So games are maxed out at 100 points. Another thing people miss, you'll notice that the scoreboard already has 10 points. You get to have 10 points for a painted army. It's a silly little thing, but if your army's painted, it's 10 points. Secondaries, what's really nice about the scoreboard on here, it actually has them all. So if you can actually click through the secondaries, and if you hover over the secondaries, it will tell you what they are, which is also really nice. So you don't have to go back to the GT book, back to the screen. If you forget what they are, you can just go on up here, pick what secondary you're going for. For today, I said this earlier to them, I'll say it to friends who are watching, we're just going to do Slay the Warlord because we found that most of the secondaries ended up not affecting too much of the game. So we're just going to stick with that, because primaries end up determining more at 500 points. Mox, this is the 40k TTS Tutelage base. You actually can find this on the Steam Workshop. It is just a modified version of the FTC base, which you can also find on the Steam Workshop. I tend to actually really like this one, and when I do my personal games, I use this one, mostly because it's really nice to have a single dice box rather than two, because 2 dice boxes are kind of unnecessary. All right, so another thing here, if you'll notice, I already set that up, so I'm not going to change them. But if you go through this top one until it switches to the different types of games, so incursions, your points, you have your strike force, your incursion, your battle squad, or whatever it is, I can't remember. And then the bottom was the different missions, and every time you switch through them, that I can do real quick. It actually just presets it up for you on the map. So if you look at the map, every time I click it, it just switches your deployment zones and the objectives for you. It's all set up, so you don't have to do any of the housekeeping, which is quite nice.
This one?
Yeah, that's this one there, and you just click the arrows. And again, pretty much almost all of them are uploaded, except for maybe the Crusade. I'm not sure on the Crusade. I have not played a Crusade game on TTS, so it might be there though. Then up here are just some little counters to help you keep track of things for you. The victory points thing will automatically update as you click, so you don't have to worry about updating it yourself. The player turn thing will also automatically update as you click through. The only thing you have to keep track of yourself is command points. So for this game, you guys are both starting on 3. That is pretty much the max you can get at the 500 point game. And then you'll have to, it will do the command phase. So every command phase you get 1 command point. So it'll automatically do that for you when you roll over to the command phase. It won't do when you spend, obviously. So you'll have to keep track.
What are the hotkeys for cycling the phases? That's the one thing I don't know yet.
So to be honest, I'm not sure the hotkeys for them. I just click. It's just super easy to click it.
Start game and
yeah, and then you'll just click and there'll be a button here.
Oh, this changes it.
That changes, yeah. And when we roll to see who goes first and deployment and everything, and then you click it.
Gotcha.
Everything else pretty much keeps track of itself. The next few things here, tokens. These are just here in case you need to keep track. Oftentimes what I do is I actually just reword some of these for some of my things just so we're there. Some people will use some of the ones on the right side for like banners. I almost always use the defensible token for banners. It just helps keep track of them. And I haven't seen anyone use these, but if you are having trouble keeping track of your different units, you can use these as well. And easy little way to get more of the tokens is if you hold, just like if you're copying and pasting anything else, if you hold hold your mouse over them and then press Control and C and then Control V, you can just make copies. And that will work on your models too if one of your models disappears, which can happen.
I always thought those were buttons for some reason.
Yeah, they do look like really nice buttons, but they are not buttons.
I'm like, wait, hold on a minute.
And that's pretty much it in terms of the tools on here that you'll need to use the most. So every 40k game, you guys already have a few games, so you should know this, but basically you always start by going through your army and what your list does. This is important for 2 reasons. The first is no knowledge is supposed to be secret about another army, in terms of like if your opponent asks you about a stratagem, you're supposed to let them know. I'm the type of person that if I know my army has what's like a gotcha, if you haven't heard that phrase before, it's basically like a thing that your army can do that if your opponent doesn't know about it, it could basically just totally shift the game in your favor, and usually some insane BS. Basic way I can say it. So I usually tend to let my opponent know if there is a gotcha in the army. It's not something you have to, but if they ask if there is a gotcha, you should kind of go through them. So this part, you just kind of explain what your armies do. So because we built the armies for you, I'll explain a little bit about them. So the Tyranids are basically pretty simple. Right now you have your warlord on your big beefy high tyrant boy. Every time he kills something in combat, he heals wounds, which is quite nice, up to a maximum of 3, so you can start munching on some guardsmen if you need to. Fairly tasty in combat. And then we gave him 2 psychic powers, which is the Catalyst, which gives your models a 5 up field no pain, and Psychic Scream. Those are just 2 very solid powers. And all Psychers know Smite, so obviously you also get Smite. Then, important to note, you've already asked about it, but in case people in the stream don't know, Hive Tyrants are over 9 wounds, so they can't get protected by the character roll. So he will be targeted at all times, so you want to think about that when you're deploying. Then your Hive Feet, is Leviathan. So when you're in Synapse range within 6 inches, your guys all get a lot of people refer to as a feel no pain, but basically you just ignore wounds. So you'll get to do your save first and ignore wounds. So it just keeps your guys alive a little bit longer, which is always a little bit nice.
It has to be within 6 inches of what, sir?
Has to be within 6 inches of a model with Synapse.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
If I'm remembering correctly, I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure that's how Leviathan works. Then you got a warrior squad, pretty much as they are, nothing too special about them. And then your warriors and your hive guard have adrenal glands. Not a big deal with either of them, but you had a few extra points, so I gave them to you. So basically they have a +1 inch on their advance and +1 inch on their charges. Then thank you, Willie. Yes, it is 6 up if and 6 at Synapse. Okay.
I just looked at it too. Yeah.
Then you have Hive Guard, really good unit. Their guns are mortars, ignore line of sight, fairly strong shooting, 2 shots each, strength 8, AP 2, D3 damage. They hit on 3s, and they're really good. They're really solid unit. So yeah, that's what you got going on. All right. Make sure I give you the right guns. Yes, okay. Oh, and important to note, your mortars ignore cover. So you would ignore light indents, which is also really nice.
Let's get the giant overfuck you move.
That's pretty much the Tyranids. Any questions about what your list does, Kieran?
Nope, not really.
All right, awesome. TT, any questions about what his list does?
No, I don't have any questions yet.
No, TT to have any questions about you're good.
Questions are great, man. You mean, but yeah. So far, I'm going to let you portray me as just like a completely new scrub, and I'll probably just ask as I go along.
Okay, that sounds good. There's not really anything you have to worry about in terms of gotchas because we're not using any of those type of stratagems, but just keep in mind that like your big threat is the Hive Guard and how you're going to deal with them. All right.
Yeah, really.
So, what Darth Pac-Man? I'm not. Can you explain a little bit further? I'm not sure the question.
The TTS extension you guys recommended. What the fuck?
All right. Deathkorps are a type of guardsman. So your Imperial Guard. A few things. You ignore. If you take this is kind of a weird one. When your models die in the shooting phase, you ignore morale.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's very specific. A little bit weird, but it's pretty good. So basically, if he shoots at your Hive Guard, he kills a few guards.
When it's convenient.
I thought it was actually my.
Because Tyranids typically don't do much on morale. I haven't actually learned how morale works super well.
Cool. I'll talk about it.
Explain morale and attrition. That would be
absolutely.
Cool.
I think we're back. Hopefully.
Can't
I'm
see
trying
it.
to see if I can get into the game. I'm not seeing it pop up on the list.
Alright, I might have to remake it. We'll find out. Oh, now we can hear me talking again because I didn't move my phone. Let me disconnect from the internet. Yeah. Alright, sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
Let me see. It's not popping up on the list.
Not yet.
Alright, let me save a remake. Oh, no, that just disconnected me. There it was. Alright. All the tech issues. Great. Multiplayer. Save load.
Gotta love technical difficulties.
Autosave. There we go. Had to reset up the dice camera. The game is back up, so you guys should be able to just come on in and join it.
Same name.
Yep, the same name, same password, all that's the same. Always something. Always something.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it might
Wait,
take a
where
minute.
did it actually pop up? Yeah.
A little bit more, a little bit over, a little bit more, a little bit over. There we go. Awesome. Alright, that should be all set up. And when you guys see it, just let me know.
Right, and we're trying to see if we can get it to pop up, but it's currently trying to not show its ass on the face.
Delta, that was on me. I'm sorry about that. I had too much running on my computer at once. I should have fixed it now.
So this game will be played by Grandalf alone.
I will be playing both armies.
As you can see here, we have my 2 armies right here that I have made. It's going to be a very lonely game.
Oh, I just showed my stream, my Twitch, which was silly. My Steam.
Your Steam.
Yeah. Alright, let me see if I can invite you guys. That might be easier.
Well, my username should be easy to find. Yeah, it is not showing up at all.
That's a little weird because that doesn't usually happen. Unless I change the name and I didn't realize it. Let's find out. Did I change the name and not realize it? That can happen.
Could be the case.
Because I had a previous name before. Configuration. Nah.
Actually, it is called 40K Grey Boys.
That's why. Yep.
Yep.
It went with the name I did last night. That's why. Sorry about that. Password should be the same.
See. Hey, here we go. My God.
All right. Sorry about that.
Clearly now.
We're all back to
Three
it.
is
Okay.
gone.
All right. The Krieg are so awesome and decided to crash stream. That's what happened. We'll go with that.
Yes, might for the Imperium.
All right. I gotta make sure that's all set up. All right. We should all be ready to go. Sorry about that. All right. Krieg. Okay. So yes. Big ones are going to be bring it down, which is your orders can only hit your infantry. So important to note. There is a way to get it on the riders. I cannot remember the way to get it on the riders. I'll have to look that up. Oh, did they change it to ignore combat attrition, not morale? Okay, good. So we'll be able to see this then. All right. I have to have like 20 things up on my phone. And we're doing so good.
Going so well.
All right, so the big ones are going to be bring it down, which is reroll wound rolls and 1 for your guardsmen. You can order that on 1 squad, and you do this in the shooting phase. Forward for the Emperor means you can advance and shoot, which is really nice.
Oh,
Get back in the fight is a fall back and shoot, which is also pretty nice. Move is you move instead of shooting, hence the name. Fixed bayonets is you do combat in the shooting phase. And then without mercy You actually change your las guns into pistols and can shoot in combat, which is kind of nice. And then duty onto death. This is the one that you can actually put on your cavalry. If they die in a fight phase, you can immediately make an attack. This is also pretty nice.
I'm guessing that's their codex rules.
Yes, I can't remember where these are all found.
I actually can't see them on the number 1 thing.
Yes, so your orders probably are not going to pop up on there.
Yeah, no, it's not. Which sucks because Battlescribe can, but not.
So if you ever are curious what your orders are, I'll let you know.
Yeah, that'd be good. Ugh, sorry, coughing, dying.
You're good. All right. Oh, you can always do your cavalry units. I apologize. So you can always start your cavalry units too if you want to buff them instead.
Nice.
All right. Cool. So talking about units, you have a Corps Marshal. We gamed him a soup up sword just because, you know, it'd be fun. And your relics aren't the best, but he can do a little bit of hurt in combat. Then he's the one who's going to be doing your orders for you, so we're going to keep safe. And then he has voice of command, which lets him actually do his commands twice. So you can do both your guard squads, or you can do, actually, sorry, that's on it. Senior officer is what he has, so he can do both your squads, or you can do the cavalry and your squad. So you have options for, instead of doing one orders, you can do it twice.
Oh.
Then you have 2 guard squads, exactly as you see them. I think your sergeants have plasma pistols if you want to risk that life. Then you have 2 armored sentinels. These guys don't have the pregame move, but they are pretty tanky. 3-up save. They have 1 multi-laser. It does okay damage, but they're kind of a good scout unit for you, or a tank unit that you can use through the game. Then you have a 5-man rider team. These guys get better when they charge. Their weapons actually become a lot better when they charge. They get more strength, a strength +2 instead of user, so they go to strength 5. They have AP 3, and then they become 2 damage. So they're pretty good on the charge. They also have, like we're talking about with the Tyranids, the ability to ignore damage, and that's on a 5-up. So really, they're also kind of a tanky, beefy unit that also can do some charging and some damage for you. Then you have 2 rapier batteries, which are very beefy guns. They are considered vehicles, which is kind of weird. But that means you don't suffer the heavy weapon penalty for removing them, which is quite nice. And then they're really strong guns. Heavy 3, strength 10, AP 4, D3 +3 damage, so very strong. And that's pretty much what you got going on with the guardsmen.
Oh god, I didn't even know they had D3 +3.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
D3 +3. It's very good.
God damn, that's good. That's
the ballistic skill kinda, and without the reels, kinda tones it down a little because you're only 3 shots, and you basically statistically get about 1 shot through every time you shoot them. However, if you get lucky, it can be really brutal. So there's that to think about.
The thing is I'm having an issue like with this is that I'm not sure what means artillery crew. Does this mean that I have to have a guardsman next to them, or?
So usually that is what that means. It doesn't really affect anything. So when you do Battlescribe to TTS, it actually doesn't add the models in. And because your model's always going to be next to the gun, it really doesn't change anything. Like, you could just copy guardsman over and put them next to the gun, and that'd be fine. It just really doesn't do anything. In terms of gameplay, it doesn't change much. It might make it easier to charge, depending on where your guardsman is, or harder to surround, but that's honestly it.
Okay.
Kieran, any questions?
I don't think so. I'm not going to remember a lot of it, and I'll trust your knowledge. But
that's okay. Yeah, I will totally help you through it if there's any questions. TT, any questions in terms of what your army's built to do?
So far, from what I've been building before in my few games, this is almost kind of the same, except I don't generally use charge units a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't usually think guardsmen and charging, but yes.
No, you don't. Me, I'm just like, I shall fire with lots of heavy weapons and guns.
Yeah.
And that's the Imperium way, really.
It tends to be. Krieg is just a little bit crazier. There's like,
Yeah, these guys are basically like, go fuck and kill in any trench with your shotguns or laser pistols. Just go nuts.
Go nuts. Exactly, pretty much. Alright, so after you talk about your armies, you go to the roll off for deployment. Usually you would choose secondaries first, and you go, okay, I'm going to choose these secondaries. Technically, you're actually supposed to not reveal your secondaries until you all determine yours first, and then show them to your opponent. That way, your opponent couldn't choose a secondary based on what secondary you choose. I haven't really heard of a secondary that like you would do in response to someone choosing a secondary. So it just depends who you play on TTS. They might not care if you do them all at once. Most people don't. All right. So roll off. So you go to the dice tray. Few dice tray tools that are really nice. Up here on the right, this is just how you spawn dice. These control the dice colors.
Okay, 4 teams, my god.
And then there's also white or black dice. That I think changes the color of the changes the color of the actual die on there. If you don't care, then most people stick with the white. So get some more in here. If you use the box to roll, automatically rolls for you. This will select all the dice for you, so you don't have to do it. And you just pick them out that way and roll them again. Oh, no, I only rolled one dice that time.
Just detected one.
The ones on the left, right-hand side, these white dice, if you click them, it'll select them for you, so you don't have to do it again. If you right-click them, it'll select all the ones in the row below it. Similar this way, if you left-click, it'll delete. If you right-click, let's do something like that, it'll delete them all in the row before it. So, easy way to pick up your dice and move your dice. Just a quality of life thing. Alright. One of you guys are red. Ironically, the person who is red too soon. It works. So you roll off to see who deploys first, and the person who wins the roll off gets to decide that, and I'll explain what you would think about. Our submission is Eternal War, forward push. This is just straight from the old core rulebook missions. Alright, so Kieran, you want to roll off. You would decide if you want to deploy first or second. On TTS, most of the time, deployment zones are exactly the same.
Right.
So there is almost no reason to deploy first, because deploying second gives you a little bit of time to deploy in response to your opponent deploys. Right. Yeah, so you'll go second for this game because it's exactly symmetrical this map. In person, it might be if you choose to deploy second, you actually get to choose what side you want to be on. So that could also matter. I'm sorry, if you choose to deploy first, you get to choose what side you want to be on.
I understand.
Yeah. So in person, if you have an asymmetrical layout, you might want to think about, okay, I want that side, so I'll deploy first, type of thing. So you want to roll off for deployment, so you're going to deploy second. So Karen, you would deploy the first unit, so you just need to figure out the way we usually do it is we'll just have Kriesman on the top and the green side, and then the Tyranids could be on the red side. Just keeps it easy. Alright, so Karen, you have to deploy your first unit. When you deploy, and this is where I was talking about, I do a little bit of coaching. Really, you just want to deploy the units that like are the least valuable first, or are the ones that you know are just going to sit on an objective all game. So like in this case, you could deploy a rapier because a rapier is probably going to sit in the back and shoot at things all game. Or you could deploy a guard squad because their low points, their job is to hold things and die. So
oh, I see that. You could just literally just sit in the back and I could just fucking shoot.
Yes. Things to think about for deployment often come down to your terrain. So the first thing is obscuring. Obscuring rule can be very confusing, even for people who have been playing for a while. So obscuring is on ruins typically. But basically what it means is to think of it as if you can't see through a building. That's what obscuring basically means. So if I had this guard squad, I'm just going to borrow your models real quick.
Where's?
And he had these warriors. even though there's this big old hole in the wall, because this is obscuring terrain and your guardsmen are not touching that ruin, these warriors cannot shoot at these guardsmen. So obscuring is kind of meant to help create line of sight blocking with Games Workshop's kind of ruins terrain, which has a lot of holes in it. It makes it basically makes it line of sight blocking, so you can't just shoot someone off the board turn one. Now, if your guardsmen were sitting here, even like there we go, even like touching terrain, just like at the edge, then the Tyranid warriors could shoot you because now the obscuring is basically turned off and they can see you in the building. Okay. However, if you had your guys here, even though they're in the terrain, the warriors still couldn't. Well, that's actually a bad example because the warriors can see the back of you.
I can see like right here somewhere.
I'm trying to make it like a weird angle. There you go. Warriors couldn't shoot at your guardsmen. It's still not great. I have to put these guys there. Because there is no window here. So there's no way for them to see in these guys. So the true line of sight still comes into play. It's not like obscuring turns off and you can see anyone in the ruin. True line of sight is still a factor. So when you're deploying, you want to think about where obscuring is, because that can actually help you keep things alive longer. Or where the line of sight isn't happening anyway, and you could just keep some guys in there in case you need to survive a little bit from mortars and stuff like that. Light cover gives you +1 to your save roll. So if you're touching terrain, you get light cover, but the models have to be, it's by individual model, which is really important. And then defensible allows you to pick two things. You can either set to defend, which I can never remember which. One gives you 5-up Overwatch. There's two options. So you could have a 5-up Overwatch. You still have to pay the CP for Overwatch, though. One gives you +1 to your hit rolls in combat. So there's a little bit of tactical flexibility with set to defensible. Scalable and breachable. Scalable means infantry can climb it. Breachable means they can walk through the wall. So even though there may not be a window, infantry could just like Kool-Aid Man through the front door.
Basically like...
Yeah, just slay right through. So that's what you're seeing on the runes, are all those categories. Woods have dense cover. Dense cover is if you are shooting over it at all, you're at a -1 to hit. Even mortars, which is weird. If you're in the woods and shoot out, you don't suffer -1 to hit. But if something's shooting you while you're in the woods, your unit is -1 to hit. So another thing to think about is trying to set your guys up and where they're going to be -1 to hit and maybe hard to see, or just you can't see them. So it gives a little flexibility. The other thing on there is the difficult ground. This is kind of the last thing we'll go over. Actually, sorry, we have to go over the barricades too. Difficult ground's -2 inches to your movement. So think about it's hard to get through. At any movement, so charges, consolidates, heroic interventions, any movement's -2 inches. So really, really important to keep track of if you want to actually go through a woods, because -2 inches to your movement is pretty big in 40k. Barricades. I have a few different ones in there. Defense line is basically if you... Combat is usually requires your model be within an inch. A defense line is basically saying it could be within 2 inches, which gives you a little bit more flexibility to fight over a barricade. And then they have heavy cover, which is like a weird one. It's like a negative modifier or something. I can't remember that one. Unstable position. It means you cannot put the model on top of the barricade. So they can be around the barricade, but you can't put them on top. Basically, it's like so you don't have a tank sitting on top of a barricade or something like that. All right, so that's all the terrain rules. I know there's a lot. Yeah. One last thing of obscuring, because it's pretty important, but it's not going to come up much in this game. As long as a wall's 5 inches high, then obscuring is like an infinite void straight up. So even if you could see, like, we don't really have a model here, like if the hive tyrant was somehow seeable above the ruined walls because of its wings in the middle, you still couldn't see it because obscuring is blocking view all the way up too. So again, it's like you're ducking behind the wall so you're not easily shot or something like that. It just keeps it, again, so models aren't shot off the board turn one. Makes it a little bit easier that way. However, weirdly enough, you can always see flyers and you can always see knights. Anything with the Titan keyword, which is really weird. Alright. The table is called Darth, the FTC base. Any of the maps, like the map here, are either going to be in the Battleforge pack, or you can find any additive load feature. So you can additive load maps onto the table, and you just can find maps all over the workshop. There's a lot of good ones there. The Alpha League maps, if you want like a really balanced competitive map, are actually really great and really laid out well for 40k. Sigmar, I don't know what you'd be looking for, to be honest.
I always tried to like figure out how to like actually load up these maps on these kind of map things. It's always confused me.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but it's really just there's the 3 dots in the corner when you go to the workshop, and if you just do additive load, it'll just load the map into that square for you. It's actually quite nice.
Really?
Yeah,
So,
it's pretty simple. Alright, so there's all those different terrain rolls. Sorry, that can take a bit. Move your warriors back for you. So, you got the first deployment. What do you want to put down first, TT?
Now that I'm actually thinking about this, let's see here.
If realistically, I would put down a guardsman or a sentinel.
Yeah. I think let's see here. What is this? I think I will put like a sentinel like right here.
And it's probably not a bad idea. You know he doesn't have a lot of shooting besides the Hive Guard, so you don't have to play super cagey.
Yeah.
And that guy should be fast enough to get to the objective. Holding an objective 3 inches from the edge, so you actually don't have to be as close as you think you would. 3 inches from the edge actually allows you a lot of flexibility in your movement. Alright, so now that he deployed 1, it is now up to you, Kieran.
Okay, tell me if this is a bad idea, but it seems like Hive Guard right here would be really valuable.
Yeah, if you just want to put them like, you can put them up against that wall and just like kind of space them out a bit. It's a little bit weird because your bases aren't like physically blocked correctly, so you might have to move around individually. And then for TTS, it can be a little bit annoying trying to fit things under spaces. So you could try
Would I want them in the rune, or are they better outside the rune so they can't be shot in?
Because that's like a solid wall there, they couldn't shoot at you anyway, because it would block line of sight there. But you'll see when you try to put them in, they'll go up. You might have to angle your camera down, and then another way around is trying to hold right click and see if it'll do it. Yeah, it just could be a bit of a pain, to be honest.
Yeah, they have the auto raise feature, which is the thing that's going on with them.
Some of the terrain too just makes them a little wonky. So what often will happen, people have like, we'll put them on top floor and say they're bottom floor. No one has any issue if you say that. It doesn't really affect vertical measurements. I'm sorry, horizontal measurements. So where they are in that regard doesn't change much. And yeah.
So they're gonna be fucking fiery. They can't fire at. They can fire up still from there.
Yeah, because they have no line of sight guns. They can just ignore line of sight, then they can shoot from wherever, from forever. Basically.
That is going to be a critical objective for me to kill first.
Yes, that'll be a pretty important thing, at least, or to get into combat and to make them stop shooting. All right, so now TT, it's another one of your deployments.
All right.
Darth, yes, FTC base map base is what it's called, and then you'll just find maps on the workshop and do additive loads. For Sigmar, I'm not sure what maps you want to look for though.
Let's see here. What do I want to do now?
Although there are people who make tons of Sigmar maps, I'm sure you can find some.
Let's get one of our guards regiments out here. Probably maybe like right here-ish.
For a top down.
Oh. Ah! You know what? I'll just move them around. Nope, I didn't want to select them all. Ah, god damn it. There.
You can't absolutely just bring them back. It's an individual model often, so like, if you need to move some back, that's no problem with that.
Yeah. Something like this a little bit. Agglomerate them. There we go.
Awesome. So now it's yours, Kieran. Darth, if you ever want to do one of these, there is a way to sign up on the 40k TTS Discord under the tutelage slot. That's how both these guys signed up, and you just kind of say that you're interested, and then someone named Aggressively Memeing will help you set up your scheduled slot and stuff. Super easy.
Memeing.
We make all the lists, Yeah, I know it's a great name. We make all the lists just to try to keep them balanced. So far, we've done okay. We're getting better. It was a struggle in the beginning. But so far,
So, for something like Hormagaunts, is it generally a bad idea to just put them like kind of at the front of the
now he
deployment?
he has a ton of shooting. So,
Yeah,
but it depends
but
what you
I
want them to
ultimately
do.
want to get these guys closer, right? So
Close
like,
quick. So you're right.
right. So ideally, on my first movement phase, I want to like stick them in front of the wall or something.
Yeah. So there's kind of two ways you can go about it. Hormagaunts are surprisingly not the only thing that's a monster in your army is actually the Hive Tyrant. So
Right.
the Hormagaunts and the Warriors can go through the walls.
Right.
So
they're breachable.
having them behind here and then trying to get there quickly, not a bad idea. You also want to think about his movement and where he can get. So, like, he's got 24-inch guns on the guardsmen. They're rapid fire 1. They're only strength 3. So that most are winning you on 4s, hitting you on 4s. There is absolutely no way he can get full rapid fire on you turn 1. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, no, that was the range. The only thing that probably would is probably the fucking rapier lasers.
So, even if he went here and tried to shoot you there, he wouldn't have really the line of sight to do it because this is also obscuring. So you're putting them like full forward inside the ruins, probably not a bad idea. You'd get cover, so you'd get a bonus to your save. You'd be in a position to move faster. You just definitely don't want to be having to go through the woods. That's going to be
Yeah, okay, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Mm-hmm. The harder part too is going to figure out where your Hive Tyrant's going to go.
Right. And then they're in coherency, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Nothing.
All right, so TT, it's all you.
All right, let's get these boys on the field.
Right.
Nope, that's not everybody.
See what you're saying?
Aries, you're absolutely right. He could advance and shoot. It's just even if he does do the advance and shoot, he's potentially putting himself out of position, and you still probably would only lose like 3 Hormagaunts on average, maybe 4.
Depending on how the dice rolls go.
Yeah, depending on how the dice rolls are. But the averages are like you're hitting on 4s, you got about 1 shot each. It's still unlikely. Unless he rolls the worst rolls on 2 saves I've ever seen in my life. And you roll the hottest lasers I've ever seen in my life.
I have had some good lucks. It could happen. You don't know.
I've rolled 3 sixes
Delta
in a row on my Leviathan save before.
Oh yeah, I had an Ulthway save where I took 12 damage, which is like the Leviathan save. It took like 13 damage on the Wave Serpent. I was like, oh, that's my Wave Serpent dead. And then I made 5 6-up saves. I was like, cool, awesome, I'm fine. Awesome.
Warlord with it is awesome.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out a way to get wings on your Hive Tyrant in the 500 point game, but 30 points is a hefty amount of points.
Right.
Alright, did you get, let's see, are you at 3 drops CT or 4? You're at 3 drops.
Yep.
Oh, okay, so
yeah, it's now yours. Yeah.
Mod Violet?
Oh no, you're fine.
I did say I was deploying my other boys.
Even when you're super focused, it can be really easy to lose track. I'm gonna use deployed.
Oh, where was my potato again?
Delta, this is for both. We do this for learning 40k as well as learning TTS. So, like both these guys have a few games, but I'm assuming they also want to learn a little bit more about how to play 40k as well as how to do stuff on TTS. So
also unrussify myself since I was just basically playing this game just to slaughter each other's side menacingly. That was the games I've always played.
Which is not a bad way to play.
I mean, hey, it's fun. The only way I've actually won is either like completely decimated the other army or they just completely annihilated my heavy units.
Sorry, I didn't say it out loud. It's your turn.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's get one of the rapiers out. and put him right here-ish.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. There's no real reason not to try to make them aggressive at first, because he can shoot you no matter where you put him. You could try to outrange him, which is actually just really hard on these small boards. Like, you could try to put the rapier like in the far corner, but he'd still be able to shoot you.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem I'm facing. That's why it's like, hey, fucking, hey, what's going on over here? Essentially.
All right.
Oh, here comes the Hive Tyrant coming out.
Gotta go there.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be, because I have no artillery. It's gonna be a really upscale battle.
It'll be interesting. You'll be surprised how much damage you'll do with those those horsemen, and how much you'll survive with those horsemen.
If I use them effectively, yeah.
Those horsemen can survive way more than I thought they could.
Well, let's see if the rolls are good. As well as look at them out as well. Just yep, there we go.
Yeah, another thing to think about is objectives. So where he has his stuff set up, there's very little likelihood he will get enough to that sentinel quick enough for him to take it from you. He could kill the sentinel. That's totally possible.
Yeah.
However,
Baby.
the harder the objective to get to is on his side, on that top, this section here. So because this is your fastest unit, having these guys more on the north side actually is probably more beneficial to you, because you can get them where you need to be to try to steal the objective off them quicker, as well as that seems to be where the majority of his troop units are.
Yeah, true.
The Deathkorps can move fast enough that like you could potentially get over there if you needed to from here, but this way you're not running the risk of a turn or two of just them not doing anything.
I guess, yeah, true. You know, just to fuck up and slash through with their spears and put them on pikes.
Exactly. Karen, it's yours.
Okay. Guess it's the drop.
Well, very standard deployment.
Awesome.
Sorry, I'm just gonna move over a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to try and keep them out of line of sight.
That sounds
Very
good.
Buxton. Well, I'm all out here.
Yeah, Kieran, you're doing what, like, you really should. You're both deploying really well, but I'm glad to see that, like, how you've deployed is kind of what I should see more of, because just a lot of people I've noticed that their first games will just put their guys out in like the wildest position to be like, that'll be fine, and you're like, no.
I may have done that last game.
You never see me play. Well, none of y'all see me playing it, because I've always played like just like I'm just gonna put that there, this here, because I've actually never played with the terrain rules as well. Because we've the games I've played with my friend, we never actually went that deep into the terrain rules. And also, I just also noticed that all these terrains have a category with a K, and it's bothering the fuck out of me.
Oh yeah, they do. That's interesting. Huh.
I think we're on an orc world.
I guess so. Well, you're Deathkorps with a K, so I got to name it.
No, you're. Now, if only. What was his name? That one fucking Imperium Guardsman that has a claw fart hand was here. Then it'd be a fucking orc blog.
God, now I'm gonna forget his name forever. It's because he's fully deployed. You can now deploy the rest of your units. So, sometimes having more drops is an advantage. Sometimes having more drops is a disadvantage. It really depends on what your army does and how you set it up. Like in this case, because you have more drops than him, you actually are at a slight advantage because you can now deploy entirely based on how he has. That said, you're probably gonna have a very unsurprising deploy.
It could be the case.
So you probably want one rapier at the bottom, one at the top.
Yeah, really.
Which puts threats on either direction he moves this Hive Tyrant. You're probably gonna lose both before they can really shoot the Hive Tyrant if he plays it effectively. But if he does do that, you're in a position where, well, he had to hide his Hive Tyrant enough turns for me not to shoot it, which is an advantage.
You know, unless I could just alternatively just like.
You wouldn't be able to see anything with him there, so I wouldn't do that.
I mean, the alternative is just to like switch out these guardsmen and
Once they're on the ground, you said you deployed them, we can't move them.
bollocks. All right. Well, might as well just put them like right here.
Some armies have redeploy stratagems, which is why those are so strong, because you can just go, yeah, I'm just going to redeploy entirely, like 3 of my units based on how you deployed. That's a really big deal in 40k. First turn can be a very, hey Mouse, a very aggressive first turn game, depending on the armies. Usually my second turn is when like the big hits happen. If it's not first turn where all the big hits happen, second turn, that's where most damage is done. All right, we're all deployed, so now comes the all-important first turn roll-off.
Okay.
So the way it works now, 8th edition used to be, in beginning of 9th edition, used to be you rolled off, whoever won got to decide. Whoever wins now has to go first. So it's actually not necessarily always an advantage to win the roll-off.
Yeah, no.
So, good luck. Let's see who goes first.
Wow.
Oh no.
Well, one's not good.
Unless you want to go second.
Yeah, this is a weird one. You're both actually armies.
They're both a good counter to each other.
In 500-point games, it's always a hard one. Going second actually is kind of an advantage. However,
I find if you're trying to rush, though, then wouldn't going first be better, because then you're only taking 1 shooting phase to 2 phases of movement?
yes, it's really depend on your armies. Sometimes going first, like if you're playing Tyranids, actually generally probably would, because Tyranids can just spread out across the board turn 1, get on all the primaries, and be set up to just hold primaries for the next few turns.
They do have a very high movement.
Like Space Marines, they don't always want to go first because they don't have that movement, most of them. And if you deploy correctly, most of the new boards now are so line of sight blocking heavy that they're never going to get shooting anyway. So it might be better to go second turn.
You can't shoot on the first round anyway, right?
You can absolutely shoot on the first round if you have line of sight.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Some movement.
Yeah. So
Down
movement.
the
So
barrier.
first things first. If you want to see the phase thing here, your word players, you're going first, so we just click the start game button, and then it goes to your command phase, and then all you need to do is click that button with left click.
Okay, cool. That one there.
So it'll automatically roll over for your command points. Command phase, some armies do a lot. Right now, none of your guys have command phase stuff because you're old X's. But however, command phase is where the majority of your primaries are scored. The only exception is second player, because first turn is considered still an advantage if you have like a lot of mortars or a shooting army. Second player scores at the very end of 5th turn, so they would get an advantage of scoring primaries at the very end of 5th turn instead of the beginning, so they can move steal objectives 5th turn, which is a pretty big deal. So then you go into your movement phase. And
well, first off, I'm going to advance with at least the first unit of my Homer guns.
Totally makes sense. And yep, you know how to advance. You just roll the d6, add it.
14.
Yeah, it's a pretty good roll.
I always thought that was like additive to a dash, essentially.
Basically.
So if I call that 11, can I take 3 more inches on all my units to spread out a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a per model basis.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a thing there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, barricades, sometimes people say you have to measure up and down, but if you just go straight, you'll be fine too.
So then they can. I want to do a single model. Oh my goodness. So then they can do that.
I can taste blood in
Give
the
or
air.
take. I'll take a little less just because I goofed a bit.
No, you're fine. And let me see, that's ruin walls, right? Okay, that does not have light cover. Okay. I was gonna say, there's some weird stuff where if you touch the wall with your body and you technically would get light cover, it gets weird.
I mean, apparently it's breachable, so you could go.
Yeah, you could also run right through it.
I won't do it. But there's no cover. It just blocks line of sight, but it doesn't give me the.
Yeah, no.
But it does block line.
Yes, until he moves into a position that can shoot you. Yes,
Right,
you're blocking
yeah.
line of sight.
Right. I will advance with the second set of armor guns as well.
That totally makes sense. They are less motivated. Here's what we can talk about CP. Do you want them to run faster? You're okay with that?
No, I don't care. They'll probably just. They only have 9 inches.
Yeah, if these guys can run and shoot, then with that
Pretty
dashing
bad.
move.
They could go there, eh?
Yeah, that should be fine. The weird thing is because you're like moving past the hive guard, you'd have to like finagle a bit. Yeah, that would be okay.
Right. Oh, why don't I just stop? Hold on.
Realistically, there's no reason you shouldn't just run straight though.
I mean, Tyranids is supposed to go straight towards the enemy.
And just like blob up there. You probably so you're thinking about scoring your primaries this turn too?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So you already have one. The other objective though, you're probably not quite close enough. If you click 2 on that, it'll show you the range that you need to be. You could have just moved like one Hormagon slightly more. You had the movement for it, so you could have had, instead of this guy going around, it would have just been like that, and then you would have had the objective.
Got it.
Which we can do, which is fine.
Okay. I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, don't forget those 2 dudes. Don't let them be on their own. And yeah, you might have to move him a little bit further.
He shall be flying, boy.
Yeah, and there is a window right there, so you just like put him in the window there.
Man, he did a cool flip.
Okay. Okay, and then these guys, I would just move the 6.
Wee.
They're going to be obnoxious and separate.
Oh.
How fussy do players typically get around the decimals?
Depends on the person. I'm fairly relaxed, I would say. Like, if you're 0.1 inch off, I'm not going to be like, advantage.
Right, but you're not going to take 0.9 every time and round down.
That's right. Take my line sorry, that 0.1 difference.
The big things for chargers, because it says specifically within an inch, the measurements do get a little bit like exact on the decimals.
Yeah, if it makes a difference to like the game, I can see being a little picky about it.
But most people are on intent. Like, you can, in terms of movement, really just kind of consolidate it down into how many inches you start away from certain places, and like
Right.
So if intent is a big thing in 40k, where it's like,
Yeah.
I intended to set these guys up in such a way that you could not see them first turn, then a lot of people will be like, okay, I get what you were going for. Sometimes that's impossible, but
right, yeah, like it still has to be within the realm of possibility.
Exactly. Yep. You probably don't want to move your hive guard, so just keep them there, because they can shoot pretty much anything they want currently.
But not if you're behind obscuring, right? Like as long as they can.
No, because the warriors would have to be in there. Your hive guard have non-line of sight weapons, so they could just shell whatever all game.
Do these guys have mortars?
No, your hive guard could.
Yeah. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. You probably don't.
You don't want to move that.
You're the only artillery unit on
your
the
hive tyrant. You definitely want to move. But,
okay, sorry, I just misunderstood. Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of hive.
Yeah.
A lot of hive happening.
Hive warriors, hive guards, hive bananas. Wait.
Okay, so that's my movement then.
All right. Which is pretty typical Tyrion movement. Not much happening. You do have a psychic phase.
Right.
The only thing that really matters is Catalyst. I got to see if Catalyst is. You probably have a codex on you. Just double check if it requires line of sight or not.
Yeah. Select a friendly When the Tyranid within 18 inches of the Psyker until the start of your next psychic phase, each time that unit loses a move. It doesn't
Okay.
say anything on the card in game.
Since it didn't say any friendly visible, then you're good. So these I pretty much am like 100% trust Battlescribe in terms of making sure those are accurate. So yeah, I would say that you don't need line of sight for Catalyst, so you could get that front squad if you wanted to.
Okay, sure. I'm not. Yeah, we'll charge it 6.
Yep, so psychic tests, you're probably used to it. Roll 2d6, just try to make it equal to or above the warp charge. And you got it, so they're Catalyst. So I'll just grab a token for you. That's the front squad, yeah. Little sneaky trick with Psychic, because you play against Death Guard. You actually, the way that Psychic works, you don't actually have to declare what the target of your ability is until after you manifest the power.
Oh.
So you could just be like, I'm going to try to manifest this. Now you have to decide if that's something you want to deny or not. It's pretty tricky.
So you don't have to say where you're going.
Exactly. Until after it manifests. And that means they have to decide if they want to...
Right, if they're going to...
deny first.
Deny the witch, yeah. Which, do you have any deny, or you're not?
No, in this game you're totally at will for psychic powers.
Only Psyker?
Yes.
Now I really miss the Zoanthropes. But he can manifest 2, right? So I can smite as well, but what's the range on smite? Smite.
Sorry, Mal's a sorry question. Give me a sec. Ask the question again.
Me?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, yeah. He can manifest 2, right? So he can smite.
He could smite, but smite does require line of sight, and it's only 18-inch range. And
okay, that's what I wasn't sure.
And I think Psychic Scream is also 18. It's 18 and 24, and I think that also requires line of sight. So he's pretty much done at this point.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing else. Psychic Scream is 18. It just says nearest enemy within 18, so but I assume that's...
Yes, nearest in 18, and nothing's in 18 yet, because you're...
Yeah, so we're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that's shooting phase?
Yeah, shooting phase. Right before you start. Grandalf, I'm Grandalf. Malice, I would say, generally, yeah. Most people who do the learning streams have enough knowledge from the get-go to start playing games. I think, depending on the players, some people need more practice than others. They might need to stick with 500. I think both of these guys, since especially Kieran so far, you could probably bump up to 1,000 to 1,500 point games.
Yeah, me and my brother played one game with our friend, and then we played one 500 point ourselves, and then my brother wanted to try a full strike force, so we did 2,000, and that took a week to finish.
Yeah, the very different game.
Yeah, I played it really bad.
First games are like you never go the way you want them to.
Yeah.
A 1,000 point game took me about 4 hours to finish.
Yeah, you're looking up all the rules, it takes a long time.
I think our first couple rounds in the strike force took 3 hours each for a full round.
Yeah, it can when you're looking up the rules and figuring out movements and stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so really all you got to shoot the Hive Guard. Everything else is pretty much out of range. So just what you want to target.
Right. I'm definitely gonna go for one of the tanks.
Yeah, going after the rapiers would definitely be the smart play. You got 36-inch range. It's really almost impossible on these size boards to not have full range.
But do I go? I am going through. I don't need line of sight, right?
Yeah,
so
you don't need a line of sight. Doesn't matter.
Well, then, if I attack this guy, am I obstructed by the forest here?
So, I'm gonna say yes, because ignoring cover gets weird. This is bonus to their saving throws, so dense cover is not the bonus to your saving throw. So you would be -1 to hit that rapier.
Okay, well,
with the way you're moving your Hive Guard, and with the line of sight that's on this terrain, if you keep moving your Hive Guard this way, he's gonna have a hard time getting that rapier to shoot him. So going for the top rapier first would make the most sense.
Yeah. Okay. I will do that. What is it? It's 3+ to hit.
3+ to hit, and you got 2 shots each. Oh man.
So 6 dice.
6 dice.
Get rid of these.
Please all miss.
Doesn't The dice don't go in a group when you shake them on this map.
Yes, so we changed the settings so that doesn't happen. There's a lot of people will do that because the reason why is when you try to move models, some people accidentally shake their mouse,
Oh,
and it'll
fuck
clump
up all the
all the models together.
right.
So there's actually
Okay.
a setting on there to change that.
3 of them hit. I don't reroll ones, right?
Currently, no, I don't think
Yeah,
Hive Tyrants give that. Weirdly enough,
No, I don't think so either. It's not. I don't have a lot going on.
no, they don't.
Leviathan doesn't do anything for that. So, okay.
But then it's only toughness 5 and your strength 8, so you only need 3 to wound.
Yep.
You're not quite double yet. It's
Wow.
not the roll I quite wanted. This is a weird one.
I spend CP.
Yeah, I would say this is probably a moment that you would want to spend a CP just to start putting a little bit of damage on. You're not going to kill it, but
So is it 1 CP to reroll all the dice, or 1 CP to reroll 1 dice?
depends on what you're rerolling. For shots, any type of attack is just 1 dice. For psychic tests, it's both dice. For charge rolls, it's both dice. For denies, it's both dice. For like generating number of shots too, it depends. If it's 1 gun, then it's both dice or all the dice or however many. So it gets a little bit weird. But when it's hits and wounds, it's just 1 dice.
Okay. Well, let's just use all. Can I use all 3, or is it only 1 per?
You could only do a stratagem once per phase, so you could only do it once.
All right, let's just.
Come on, 3. Okay, we got a wound.
Oh no.
These are AP2. Your save on a rapier is a 3, so that would bring it to a 5. So now, TT, you need to make a 5-up save.
Oh boy. I'm just gonna use the same dice. Oh, whoop.
Yeah, the box would be a little finicky.
Hey!
Save it. So, all right, the rapier's fine. That happens. But pretty much that's all the shooting.
Yeah, because the devourers aren't within range, eh?
Yeah.
Nothing within 18. Yeah. Okay.
Not quite yet.
All right.
That's pretty much it. So just
There's no charge.
Can't even see them because they don't have ignore cover sight, I believe.
you could see them through the window, but it's going to take you time to get that.
Yeah, a lot of those.
Yeah, you just can't see the Hive Tyrant because he's not in there. You have so pretty much at the end phase, you set yourself up on the primaries, which is good. Shooting phase didn't go the way you wanted to, but that happens in 40k. But I would say you're not in a bad position for later turns.
Oh, yeah,
So if you go to the button and right click it, Karen, we'll just make sure you're on your hand tool because you're on your ruler right now.
Okay. And click it. And just
It just automatically pass it over to him. So a lot of
All
people won't do like the phases, but they'll do that. The phases are more for people to keep track themselves.
Right. Well, it's nice
that
that
could-
the count your command. Right.
Yeah, so you should be down to 3. Yeah. Excellent. All right. So TT, now it's your turn to figure out where you want to go.
Yes.
You're kind of gonna do a very similar thing where you're just gonna move closer.
Yeah, really. One thing. So you said I could run and shoot.
So you do have an order that you and your guy can give 2 orders because he's a senior officer, where you can do an advance and shoot. It is one of your commands, but you need to make sure that your guy who's giving orders stays within range, which is I believe a 6-inch range for your orders. So
basically,
you do it in your shooting phase, though. So you would advance first and then decide where your orders are going.
Okay. Then that makes things a little hard. Okay.
Your guy also has lookouts here, though, so you don't worry about him being blasted either.
Mm-hmm. Yes, his guy actually does have lookout sir. So, but however, lookout sir is within 3 inches of a unit with 3 or more models. With the amount of output you could potentially put out, he does have to worry about you just getting rid of everything else and then shooting.
Right. Okay.
Open up the Deathkorps Riders.
Yeah, 5 inches sounds good. Now you
Alright,
guys
so-
are pretty tanky, but I wouldn't like face tank if you can avoid it.
Yeah, no, that's not what I was going for here. Let's see here.
And you cannot advance and charge unless you have a rule that says otherwise.
Yeah, I was actually trying to get the codex up for these guys, but nope. Yeah, the trove is down.
So if you just hover over them until you're moving, those guys got a 10-inch base, so you're moving 15.
Yeah. It's gonna be like right here-ish.
That sounds good. Be careful with the rotate, because the rotate doesn't add in the inches that the rotate moves, so it wouldn't count the actual movement.
It would
the
be
rotate.
like it'd still be fine.
Yeah, it's with the way you moved, it'd still be fine. Just be careful with that.
I'm aware. It's like a little weird. Some people like just ignore it entirely.
Yeah. And just remember that your guys, it's not going to matter because you walk around that wall easily, but they can't like go through the wall.
I know. That's the entire point.
Then with breaching, sorry, I know it's not my turn.
Yeah,
but if he was gonna like charge me through the wall or just move through the wall and attack me, he would have to go all the way through the wall, right? You can't.
You have to
sit in between.
So that comes down to who's playing, and what format you're doing. That kind of becomes homebrew. Some people say you can if it still fits within an inch.
So if you're within an inch, you can just attack from the other side of the wall, basically.
That is what some people argue. This wall is an inch, so it's impossible. His guys also can't charge through the wall because they are not infantry.
Okay.
So in order for him to charge, he would have to go this way and then that way.
Right.
But he advanced as well, so he can't charge anyway.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, I was just curious about the semantics.
Let's get these boys up here. And some
Definitely good questions though, because the nuances get weird.
Nope. And a little bit like this. And go a bit of obscuring. There we go. That should be good.
Again, I would get used to not using the numbers just because people tend to not like that when you're doing the movement. You'd be fine again because of the way you moved. You tend up there.
Yeah, I'm actually like internally being aware of how they move, so they don't go too far. So don't worry about that.
But that one comes down more to people just don't like when it happens. So I would be aware of that in the future. Just try not to do that.
Yeah.
Your guy would be at -2 inches of moves, so just be aware because of the dense cover, the weird terrain. But you'd be fine.
Just get some cover, essentially. I'm not sure if you count because he's on infantry, so that would
dense cover would still count from him. That doesn't have light cover anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I meant for the primary.
Yes. Anything can hold an objective except for flyers. Anything, and not like things with fly. I mean, literally planes.
Right.
So literally, I can't have like one of those. Okay, I'm trying to remember the unit now that I used one of the my Astartes games. It's the fucking big old birds.
Yes, the birds will not count. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the OBSEC abilities that most factions have, that's just for infantry, right?
Depends on the army.
Okay.
And it's becoming more all over the place as 9th is coming along. Pretty much all the OBSEC is basically your troops have OBSEC. Like just anything that's a troop slot has OBSEC. So
sorry, okay, troop, not infantry, got it.
Yeah, your Hormigons have it, your Tyranid warriors have it in your slot for troops. For him, that would be his guardsman squads.
Right.
There are exceptions coming out.
Right.
I don't think Death Guard have. They might actually.
But units without OBSEC can still hold an objective. They just don't have the
OBSEC keyword. Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
OBSEC basically just means if you're on it with even a model and your opponent doesn't have OBSEC, you control the objective.
You control it. Yeah. Okay.
And then it's the double OBSEC is making things weird.
Right.
Because that is a thing. There is a Grey Knight thing that's literally like your unit counts as double for OBSEC, and you're like, what does that mean?
Like the amount of units.
But basically, OBSEC turns each other off basically, so then it just becomes a per model basis.
Right. Yeah.
You would have to move the guardsman first, and the sentinel can't walk through the wall because it's a vehicle.
Okay,
now,
damn.
your base is probably small enough that you could fit through this little crack, so that wouldn't be a problem. But you would have to move the guardsman first. The only thing that ignores models is fly. anything with fly, or if it specifically says it ignores models in the movement phase.
Okay, just making sure. What else do I want to do here?
Are cultists in Deathguard not OBSEC? Wow, that's weird. Okay.
Is that?
Deathguard cultists don't have OBSEC.
Oh.
Really?
I mean, I don't think I've seen a cultist in a Deathguard list, because
Yeah, I haven't yet.
why would you take them over Poxwalkers or Plague Bearers at this point? Because cultists are terrible now.
I'm really interested in learning the Gene Stealer cults too. They look like a lot of fun.
Gene Stealer cult is a cool army, but don't do that right now.
Not bad. Eh?
They are,
I guess, comparably.
a 36% win rate, I think.
Oh wow.
Great models, cool models, and there are lists you can build that like will do things, but they struggle to win right now.
Right.
If you don't care and you're just like, I have fun things, then go ahead.
Right. Yeah. If you're playing competitively, though, they're not.
Yeah. But if you don't like losing, I would not choose that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There is a list that doesn't do poorly, but you're basically spamming those bikes, those buggies.
Right.
So, TT, now that you actually move those guys, you could actually put him in that. He could fit in that little slot if you wanted him to.
Okay. Well.
It's really the only big thing about vehicles is they cannot be on second story. Same with monsters, cannot end on second story unless they have fly. Then you can.
Sorry, I'll let you finish.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So he can sit in the room and shoot out, but he can't run through it because he's not infantry. Is that the?
In this case, it becomes like based on space and bases, because he does like there's actually a slot here for him to walk through. He could walk through it. If there was like an actual wall there, then no. If it's like
okay, so breachable is more for going through walls.
Yeah, and if
where you don't have the line of sight through it.
If his base can't fit either, then he can go through.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that makes a little bit more sense in like in-person play.
Yeah. And I would say you're going to see less vehicles actually able to fit through. Like, there's a lot more terrain in TTS. Like, that's a really big hole.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you probably couldn't because the Sentinel would get his head stuck on, like, going through the wall or something.
How does Overwatch essentially work?
Overwatch is a CP stratagem now. It's when you try to charge unit, as long as they can see the unit, they can fire their guns, but they only hit on 6s. It's not great anymore unless you get rerolls, in which case it's okay. Or flamers, in which case you just auto hit. I lost a lot of units in the last game I played against Drukari because I didn't realize Kronos still have Dark Technomancers, which is +1 damage on their flamers, which was ridiculous.
Salamanders.
Yes, and Salamanders are really good for it. Aggressors are crazy.
Fucking just flame everywhere.
Alright, are you moved up?
I think I'm finalized my movement phase, yeah.
Are you happy with where your marshal is?
Yep, he's good. He's gonna be good right there so far.
Cool. Alright, just make sure you're in 6 inches. You definitely are. Alright, so what orders do you want to give?
Well, I don't have the book out, so I can't really...
Alright, hold on, let me get the orders. Alright, I have it up. You can duty on to death, which is pretty useless because you're not in the fight phase. But basically, if one of your unit dies in the combat, then they can fight before they die. Or one of your models, sorry. Without Mercy, which are in your lasguns and the pistols, which you don't really need right now. You can reroll wound rolls of 1 for a unit if you have something that could shoot something, which I think you could get some shots with those guardsmen. It's a little bit weird because
I can probably see something with the rapier.
Rapier, definitely. Rapier couldn't be targeted though because it's a vehicle, not infantry or cavalry. For orders. Yeah. Those guardsmen actually can't see because that is an obscuring piece of ruins right there.
It's mostly one of the reasons I'm there.
Yeah. You can move to move, which is just move again. Or or you can do an advance and shoot, which I don't think that really matters either, because nothing you move can really see anything anyway.
No, not really. It's all obscured and bleh. The only thing I couldn't probably shoot is like that one Hormigant.
Yeah. You could throw it like the just preemptively fight duty onto death on like your cavalry in case they get charged, so they still get to hit something before they die.
I could do that. That's like what, 1 command point?
Nope, you just say you're going to clear the order. It's really nice.
Oh, okay. Well, duty onto death.
As long as you're in 6 inches of your marshal, which hopefully you are. Yeah, you're good. So duty onto death them, and yeah, you could say like reroll wound rolls of 1 on them, or the blue guardsman or the purple guardsman in case you get charged or something.
Okay. All right. In your eyes, would this be the best strategy of placements that they have?
Yeah. And I think movement-wise, probably not a bad idea of what you've done. So now you just need to shoot stuff. You do have pretty much a rapier at this point.
Yeah.
And you're basically going to be shooting those Hormiguts.
Yeah, that's one of the things I can see. This guy can't see shit. This guy can't see shit. This guy definitely can't see shit. Everyone else can't see shit. The only thing is, the rapier is going to be like, "Hey there, little buddy."
blow up a few Hormiguts, basically.
Just splatter some blood on the ground. All right, so that's a bullet skill of 3. It's heavy 3, so 3 dice.
Yeah. 3 dice.
It's so fucking scary that these things have this much damage.
It's pretty wild.
I did not know they had that. If I knew that earlier, I would have incorporated them to an earlier death.
They're really good.
Yeah.
So that's 2 hits.
Yeah.
And then you need choose the wound, basically.
All right. So let's see, because they have a strength of 10 versus a toughness of
3.
Oh god, yeah, they are babies compared to this thing. God damn.
So
all right.
Fairly unnecessary at this point.
Amazingly,
you failed one of them anyway.
Yeah. One Orgon goes blick unless they can save it.
Yeah, so you wouldn't get to save because the AP is huge.
Yeah, the AP. But I do have.
You do have your catalyst save, so that doesn't.
Oh yeah, wait, the damage.
Yeah.
Oh god.
You do need to roll the. You got catalyst off on 8 units, so they still have their 5 up. So.
Wait, sorry. So catalyst is always. Well, it would be 5+, but wouldn't that be against the 4?
It's at anything. It's a ignore damage against anything, which makes catalyst really, really good.
Right.
So you do need to roll the damage. TT. I mean,
Yeah, where's
if you manage to save this, just roll a d6, and the way they do is 1 and 2 is 1 damage, 2 and 3 and 4 is 2 damage, 5 and 6 is 3 damage. That's what most people do.
All right. Boop.
All right, so that'd be 5 and 6, so it's 3 damage. So 1 Hormigant takes 6 damage. And so you would now roll 6 dice, and if you manage to save every single one of them, your Hormigant lives.
Okay.
The fan of this one Hormigant.
No, he's definitely dead. And you could choose any model. It does not have to be the one that could be seen. So yeah, you could just choose one of those bad guys. He's fine.
Generally, though, like since they all have 1 wound per unit, they generally how many units they can get shot, though, if I recall.
So damage doesn't bleed.
Only mortal wounds bleed.
Only mortal wounds bleed. So even though it's a 6 damage weapon, unless it specifically says it like bleeds over, it only hits 1 model.
Really? Oh.
So literally, you basically fired a giant laser designed to kill a tank and to kill a Hormigant.
Straight across the field.
That'd be it. I don't think you really have anything else that can see shooting wise.
Nope.
So yeah, it's just and the front squad advance, so they can't charge. Purple squad's can't see, so really just go to turn 2.
So I just have a clarity question.
Yeah.
So Catalyst makes any attacks against them a 5+ save.
So this ignore wounds is different from a save.
Okay.
There's two types of saves. There is your armor save, which changes through AP and to like light cover and stuff. There's invulnerable saves, which are armor saves that basically can't change. They, unless something specifically says they change your invuln save, can't change it. The only thing that's an exception is an Eldar. They have protect, which literally says it modifies the dice, not the save, which is a little bit weird. And then there are ignore wounds abilities. Ignore wounds happen after a save, so you could take a save and then ignore wounds. And ignore catalyst is an ignore wound, so that it ignores any damage done. So anything that gives you like an ignore wound ability is actually fairly strong. They're not super common, and a 5+ like ignore wound is very uncommon.
Right. So how do you know what type, like I understand invuln and regular saves, but how do you know that it's an ignore damage instead?
Usually the wording is target unit ignores wounds on a roll of X, 6+, 5+. You'll see most people notate that, like you'll notice how I did it as a 5++. Ignores are usually wrote as a +++. And that's just what players do. Armor save is usually just referred to as a plus, and then a invuln usually as a ++.
Okay.
Yeah, you cannot take an invuln and an armor save, so you have to decide which one you want to use.
Yeah, I knew that. Okay. Cool. Okay, so my turn.
Yep. So does lose catalyst at the beginning of your turn because it's still in the next second phase.
Okay, so I get 10 victory points.
You do. You get your 10 primaries because you hold 2 objectives. Yeah. So you just go up to the board and you click the top one. And then you got them, and then I'll automatically tally it for it. And then while you do your movement, I'm gonna have to go do that on the Google Doc because I always forget to do this. Yay! All right.
Okay. And so for keeping objectives, not that I would necessarily want to just throw one Hormigaunt on it, but can I split a unit up? I know there's a rule around that.
You can't separate a unit into like 2 different units. You can, however, spread out. There are risks to doing that. You still have to keep the 2-inch coherency rule. And like depending on how you remove models, you might screw yourself and like just wipe out a squad. So you want to make sure the coherency stays there.
Okay, that's fine. I got a plan then. I was just curious on it. Okay, so these guys can breach.
Yeah, so this could be a bit difficult because you can't end your movement within an inch of an enemy model.
Right.
So if you tried to, like, you could absolutely just go around. You just don't want to end like within an inch.
Hello there.
You can absolutely end outside an inch and basically have a guaranteed charge. You just can't end within an inch.
Okay, so do that. And
yeah, you're good right there.
8 inches. Can I charge through through the barrier?
Yep, breachable allows you to charge through as well, as long as it has breachable on it.
Sorry, this
Technically, if it has scalable on it, you could try to climb over it. It's just like crazy. Just you have to measure up and down when you try to charge over an obstacle like that. So like that would be like a 10-inch charge from the get-go if you had to do that. But since that says breachable, you could actually go through it.
Multiple units can engage on one, like both of these Hormigons can charge this guy, right? As long as they can all get into unit coherency?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
The way it works though, for attacks, is your models have to be, any backline model has to be within half an inch of a model that's within an inch to get its attacks in.
Okay. Okay. Okay, and these guys have 6. They definitely need to. Well,
Delta, yeah, correct.
Get to there. So I'm going to advance my warriors. Advancing is just no charging, right? They can still shoot.
Depends on their weapon type. Assault weapons, yes, but you're suffer a penalty of -1. Right. Heavy weapons cannot.
Awesome. Take that.
Yeah, and you have your adrenal glands on them, so you get +1 to that roll.
Okay, so that's 3. They can move 9, and they are
Yes, Tyranid warriors
yeah,
are
they're
infantry.
troops, so they can breach.
The breachables by infantry keyword, but I believe warriors are infantry.
Right. Yes, they are.
Yeah. Yeah, I think even Hive Guard are infantry, if I remember correctly.
Cool.
Let's see here.
Yep.
Yeah, they are. They're elite infantry.
It's always a little weird.
That's 9 there, and then are they within 6 this way? Yeah. It might not be one thing. Once they charge.
God,
That's
these
fine.
fucking circles are death. Just scare the fuck out of me.
It's just
They're
measuring
really not
synapse.
even death. It's just sign-ups.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
You
you're-
say that?
It's so you guys don't collapse in heaps of like weird bug juice.
Man, but that's what I want.
So how does the dense cover work in like a unit? Is it like if one model is within it, the whole unit gets it, or is it just model?
So yes, if you're touching it, then the whole unit gets that dense cover. It's a little bit weird.
Okay, well that was the full movement, so I'm actually going to come back and go over here. Then if that's okay.
Or if he even has to shoot through it, you would still get it. So either way, there's an advantage to it.
Okay, but I'm still within the range there, and then now I've got.
Oh, absolutely. It's from the edge too, so you're 100% within 3 inches.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So they'll stay there. Oops. So if he moves up into the runes, he can be shot at through the runes, right?
Correct. Yes. And your base should fit through.
Okay.
If you wanted to walk through.
I'm just fat enough to fit through this door.
I don't do this. I move them up here. They get the feel no pain, but it's not a very good one.
Most of his damage is 1, so actually it's not terrible against this current opponent. It's just not good against the big gun.
Like, hello there.
So realistically, if they, what did he have? Right?
I think he has 8.
Per house, so I have to go in every time to look at it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay,
It's 9. He's got 9.
So then he can go.
And if you know he's not going to charge this turn, you can still advance in Psychic. You just cannot fall back in Psychic.
Oh, right. Forgot about Psychic altogether. Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh boy. It's gonna get dicey here soon for my riders.
6 is wildly helpful.
He has to go around the wall, right? He's not.
Correct, because he's a monster. Yep.
Okay.
Which is why the wings are really nice, because you could just fly over the wall.
Right. So
Well,
the
sadly, you don't
barricade.
have wall.
Sorry,
It
what
is
was it?
difficult ground. I was just checking if the barricade was difficult ground. So he could move 4.
Over it, yeah.
Can go there. But then he's not within 6. Oh, but he is a sign up, so he gets invuln by himself, right?
Yeah, on his own, he would get his 6 of Feel No Pain. And I believe he has an invuln base too. I believe he has a 4-up invuln.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's not like the easiest to kill.
Pretty weak.
Yeah, he has an 18-inch range synapse, so you're got everything. Right?
That works.
This is gonna be a little bit of a pain, but I will get your fucking hive tyrant.
Okay. So then I will definitely smite. Let's smite.
Let's see. I don't think he can see anything from there.
Smite the visual.
Yeah, because smite is a visual. No, not from that position.
Okay. But psychic scream, it doesn't say.
No, psychic scream is apparently no line of sight. So yes, you could psychic scream. If just I don't know if it says nearest or not.
It does.
So then you
say nearest enemy unit. So I don't get to
probably
these guys, right?
yeah, probably those guys. Yeah, it's gonna be those guys.
Okay. So I will psychic scream.
Alrighty. So that I think
my
it's
first
4 charge 7, maybe?
5.
4 charge 5, nice.
What was the 5? Let me double check.
Yep, it is 5. Very good. So you need a 5. You got it, and so it does D3 mortal wounds.
Oh no. Okay, we'll save that.
It's one. And now you have on those guys an ignore wound thing. So on a 5-up, you ignore that wound.
That's on everything.
That's on everything for them. Yeah, that's why they're so tanky. Is they just
want to lose the wound? Yeah, damn.
Then server says
no. Sweet. You do take a wound. You get to decide which model takes that wound. You probably want your ride master to be the last one to take it, so just choose one of the normal mooks.
there you go.
Awesome.
Okay, and then I can also cast Catalyst again, yeah?
Yeah, which you definitely should do.
It's not 6+, and I don't have to choose who it is, or I don't have to announce who's getting it until it passes.
Yeah, you got it.
I mean, it only makes sense to give the +5 against shooting, right?
Anything. Catalyst is anything.
Anything. Okay.
Yeah. That's why Catalyst is also really good.
I
Especially
guess we'll do it on the front Hormigons then.
That's kind of why you want to look at Gene Stealers against Deathkorps, because you can do their invuln. They get a base invuln, and then you catalyst them, and it just like they need most of their shooting to take through it. Armor.
Right. So you would have your invuln and then a catalyst on top of it?
Yes.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
You could do the save and then the ignore damage, because the save is different from the ignore damage.
Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So the green Hormigons will get the Feel No Pain.
Yep. And then you got some shooting.
And then we got some shooting.
Hopefully, it goes a little bit better.
Right. So we're gonna go for the same. Yeah, we didn't hurt anything. So yeah, we'll go for the same rapier. And it's 6. So it's 6 attacks, right?
Mhm.
Of 3+.
Yep, your blow skill 3 on those friends. As long as you're not going through dents.
So one
No,
fucking
same as it worked before.
dense cover that fucked you there.
All right, that's a little bit better.
That's definitely a better start.
Oh boy.
3's the wound.
3's the wound, okay.
So 2 wounds. And you could decide if you wanted to reroll one of those. That's up to you.
Oh, yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So you got 2 save of a 5-up on your rapier.
Give me a pair of size. Oop,
Save.
one wound.
One went through.
So now I have to roll a D3, right?
Yep, yours is D3 damage. Just one.
And so you said we're using some stratagems, right?
From the core book, yes.
Okay. Is it any of the stratagems from the core book? Like, do I need to have that open and look through it as I go, or are we just doing the basics?
You can. I don't know of any. I gotta see if the reroll applies to damage.
I mean, they're the double shoot. I know that.
In the core book?
I believe. In the core book. Probably not.
Yeah, the core book would not.
Right. Okay. I don't know the stratagems in the core book. Okay. Well, I'm not going to take all that. I'll look through it.
I will bring up the core rulebook strategies while you're going.
So then these guys. That's not what I wanted. I don't know how to erase that. There we go.
Oh,
Man, that's a bummer. Okay, I'll have to redo that in a second.
Yeah.
that is a bummer.
Not a
Yeah.
huge deal. They are just out of range. That's a bummer. 1 inch out of them. Okay. That's fine. So I guess that's my shooting phase.
What?
At
Talking about?
13.
Yeah, that should be
Oh.
okay, so.
I have a range of 12.
Oh, they only have a range 12?
Oh, they have a range of 18. I'm wrong.
Yeah, I thought they had 18.
I was like, hold on,
Okay.
what are you trying to do here?
Never mind. Okay, so I can. So because one model can hit one model, the entire unit can attack, right?
No, it is a per model basis. So
It
you
is
have
per
to.
model. Okay.
That said, it does look like you have at least 2 because they can see. It is true line of sight, so literally if you saw a spear tip, it would count.
That's why my rapiers saw your harbor. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot this little buddy.
So yeah, you definitely got 2 in there.
I got 2. Okay. Could even argue that the third one's got the base, but we'll go 2.
The third one actually might be possible. Yeah, with that weird little claw thing, you got 3. All 3 can shoot.
Okay.
And since you are in dense, you would not count as the -1. But you advance anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Damn, that is the
okay.
case. Shit. Apparently, some people are also antsy about that. They use the base plates. If they can't see the base plates, it doesn't work.
Yeah. There are different ways people play it, but based on true line of sight, it is literally per part of model. It's silly, unfortunately.
6 attacks at 4+ to hit. All right, 2 hits, and it's a strength 4. I thought.
I think that's correct.
Strength 4 against.
I believe they're toughness 4.
Yep.
4, so hits on 4s.
The horsies make them a little bit more tough.
Sorry, wound on 4s. So
One hit.
Mm-hmm. And then you got a 4-up save. I don't think there's any AP on this.
No.
You got a 4-up, and if you fill it, you still have your 5-up.
This freaking box, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Surprisingly little damage done so far.
It's just been missed shots, hits, and weird locations.
Yeah.
Okay,
but you
no
still have the
charging.
charge phase though, so that matters a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So the green Hormagaunts will charge. And so for unit coherency, the best just to move 1 model at a time, kind of thing.
In charge phase, typically, yeah, just it makes it, and trying to get as many models in combat as possible. It's better to move 1 model at a time.
And so being 1
yeah.
away, it's a free charge, but do I still need to roll to see like how far these guys can go?
Yes, you always want to roll distance, because basically the rolling for charges. Okay, well.
They all surround it.
They all move as fast as possible. Reason why it matters is only 1 model has to end within an inch. So there are some really silly things you can do with charges where you say, okay, I actually want the back of this unit to go somewhere else. So you can think of charging as almost a free movement if you need it.
Do that.
You hold shift.
Oh, okay.
So then I can essentially charge all these guys behind so that I can then charge these guys in the front and surround.
Yep.
And they're all definitely within 12.
Yeah, I don't think 12 is going to be a problem. 12-inch charge is amazing to get in any situation.
Hey man, stop touching my stuff.
He's making the cinematic to make sure that they're actually attacking the riders.
I agree. And then, so you said they can be within 1 inch of the first.
1 inch for the front line, 1/2 inch for the back.
1/2 inch of the 1/2 inch
of an inch
of the front line.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just has to be one of them. So as long as they're 1/2 inch of one, you're fine.
Right. So then, if I put this guy here, he wouldn't be able to attack.
Correct. That is correct.
That's about 0.7.
Where'd it go? So we'll go here then.
You can put him there. Probably.
That guy probably needs to be a little bit closer. Yeah.
But isn't he within 1/2 of this guy?
No, he's in 0.7.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
there you go.
We're being picky about it then.
Like you have the movement, but it
Sorry,
does.
0.2. Yeah. Intent, right? Okay. So then the red group is also going to charge.
Yeah. Yep. This is kind of where the movement does matter because charging and heroic and piles and consolidates you can get a lot of movement out of. So the decimals do start mattering in this. A 9-inch charge gets you where you want.
Oh, that's a good screenshot. This freaking Hormagaun's looking at that horse's ass. Can take a big old chunk out of it. Oh, that's a nice roll.
Yeah, so you're gonna have a lot of attacks going on those poor horses.
Is a model laid a model played, or can I like move them around a little bit to get them positioned better?
With a 9-inch, you can definitely move around.
Okay.
You just need to make sure it's like you're still only going to 9 inches, basically.
Right. Okay. So definitely.
Those guys will have like little multiples.
But I will be more careful.
And it really depends on like what type of game you're playing.
Yeah.
Like casual games, everyone's pretty like, yeah, whatever. Competitive games, it depends on who your opponent is and like
Right. How close the game is.
How close the game is, and realistically what it is. Like, and it depends if you're doing like a practice or not. Like, I did a practice against Drukari, and like, I want to test out my list to see an optimal situation. So like, a dude totally forgot I like surrounded his raiders with a Grey Knight unit, and he had
Yes,
like,
Delta, my horses are going to go down.
They might not.
Potentially.
Honestly, these guys are pretty weak.
yeah, they may not,
Okay.
but he
So
does.
that's my charge phase.
You might lose a few.
I
Alright.
might lose one horsey.
So for fight phase, charges go first, right?
Charges go first, but there is actually, and this is why you definitely want to know the core rulebook stratagem. There is a stratagem in the core rulebook. It's going to be the one that you see to use most in 40k. It's 2 CP to interrupt. So he could charge. He could spend the 2 CP in activate a unit. He could then spend 2 CP to fight before your next unit fights. That's one of the most used stratagems of 40k. Is the reroll and that one. So in this case, your unit's pretty much the same. So it doesn't really matter which you activate first. It's all up to him if he wants to interrupt. His guys are way weaker if they don't charge. So he may not want to begin with, because 2 CP is a lot. So it's kind of up to you on that one. But he may also be like, I need to reduce some of your numbers so you don't tag other things or get into combat with other things type of thing.
So if he uses it, he charges, and then it just alternates charges. Basically, what you're saying.
Basically, yeah. If he uses it, then you fight first no matter what.
Right.
It's
That's
like
my
the
charge.
structure.
Charges start. Yeah.
And then he could decide if he wants to fight before your next unit does.
Right. Okay. I get it.
This is my first ever charge phase, so I have no idea how to go.
You're pretty much doing fine, because there's nothing else you can do at this point. You definitely should not have Overwatch, because you have pistols, and that would have been silly.
I mean, I wasn't going to with these guys, but they do have duty, I believe.
Death Eternal, yes. So when they die, you will be able to do a smack anyway.
Yeah, really.
Alright, so yeah, you just have to decide which one you want to do. Green Squad, I think, is one Hormigaunt less. So if he does want to interrupt, it probably makes more sense to do red first and then green. Especially since green has Catalyst on, which means if he wants to hit green, he's going to kill less than if he hits red.
Right. Does he have to announce the interrupt before my fight phase goes?
No, he can decide later.
Oh, okay. So he can decide to interrupt after I do my first fight.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it may be a situation where like, oh, you had
Just
an
lose
astronomical
half of them.
roll. Yeah, it's like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at that point, yeah.
All right, then yeah. So we'll attack with red then.
Right. They're definitely all in.
Okay.
You got 2 attacks each. I think your Scything Talons is an additional attack too. Yes, so
I
they're
think
3
there's
attacks
reroll.
each, and you reroll once.
Okay, okay, because there's 20. No.
Scything Talons have 1 additional attack because you have a pair. Hormagaunts always have a pair of Scything Talons, so you're additionally 3 attacks each.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay.
So
Yeah. That makes sense.
10 guys, 30 attacks.
Right, sweet.
Rerolling ones. However, your only strength is.
Oh my fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot of dice. Your strength is
You
only.
steal this from roll 80
3.
dice if they're a full unit.
If
Haven't gotten
only
it off.
my apocalypse.
So you're rerolling hit ones and 1.
Okay.
That's a lot of 2s.
Jesus Christ.
Come on. Grab the ones, damn it.
If you just press that button, it'll pick up
That, eh?
more.
Okay.
There you go.
Here.
All right.
Got me 2 extras.
Yeah, it's not bad. And just get rid of all those 2s. Still a pretty good roll. 5s and 6s the wound because he's toughness 4.
5, 6, 2.
All right. And I don't think you get additional AP on 6s.
Either.
No, you do not. All right, so that looks like
5 wounds.
yeah, 5 wounds. So you got 5 saves on your 4 because there's no AP here. All right. So you made 3, and then
1 guy dies.
you still have your feel no pain. So now you get to roll the 2 3s to see if you ignore.
Oh, 2 3s?
Mhm.
Okay. Alright. And what do they save on?
The 5s because that's where you're ignoring damage on his 5s.
Right.
So you only take 1 damage.
Okay. Boop.
So now you want to think if you want to interrupt or not. Considering how that went, I would say you probably don't need to.
Oh, okay.
Because at that point he's still not likely to kill many in that unit.
Yeah, true. Really.
And,
And he's actually in a position where lots of things gonna do a thing onto them.
yes, and you actually want those guys to just stay there for you, so he doesn't pile into your guardsmen.
Yeah, really. So I'm gonna let them keep staying there, and I will let the phase go.
So you do. So the way fight phase works, Garen, is you actually get a consolidate. So you could move 3 inches first. It has to be towards the nearest model, and then you can, at the end, you can then pile in an additional 3 inches. It still has to be towards the nearest models.
Okay.
So.
But in this case, I don't need to, right? Because everything's.
So realistically, you can't actually wrap around. That is a thing you can do.
Okay.
And then because you're moving this way, you can actually tag that. I guess you'd be slightly out of tagging that squad.
Because of the barricade.
Because of the barricade there.
What?
Although, because of the barricade, actually, he just needs to be within 2 inches. So you actually could tag that squad if you wanted to.
Sure. All right. I don't fully understand.
So what I mean by tag is basically you can get them in combat. And the reason why you might want to do that is because that means most armies don't have a fall back and shoot. Now, he does have a command to fall back and shoot. Okay. So it's not a big deal, but that would mean he has to use his command to do that.
Yeah, sure.
The only risk you do, obviously, is he does get to hit you then. So you have to decide, is it worth tagging because he gets to punch me, or should I just stay where I am? Because what you've done is surrounded those horsemen, and there's no way out for him at this point.
Right, yeah, that's true. They get 1 attack each at wound 1, 4+. So if they attack me, yeah, okay, no, so
you have a higher risk essentially of losing red squad if you do pile into them.
Right. What are they going to shoot if I don't? How good is their weapon? CP 1 damage, 1 strength.
Rapid fire.
Mm-hmm. Basically, he'd be shooting into the same target anyway. Yeah.
Can they shoot into things in combat?
Not things in combat, but there is a stratagem in the core rulebook called Desperate Breakout, where he can hop over your models. However, any roll of a 1, I think it is, or a 2, he loses a model when he does that.
Yeah, that's a risky strategy.
So it's a risky strategy, but it might be worth it so you can actually shoot at you. It's debatable. There's a lot to think about.
What do you mean hop over a model?
So normally you can't ignore models unless you have a keyboard that says you can. Desperate Breakout is literally you can ignore models and move over them. And if you move over them,
the ride masters could move out, is what you're saying?
Basically, he can move away, and that way he can actually shoot at your guys. However, if he rolls a certain dice roll, he might lose a model every time he does that. And if he still can't end outside in an inch, he still can't do it. So there's a lot to think about in the fight phase. Basically,
let's do it just because I don't understand how the rule works and I want to try it.
Yeah. It could just be a cool thing to see how Desperate Breakout works if he wants to, or he just stays there.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so then I consolidate 3 inches, you said.
Yeah, so you could have done your consolidate 3 inches, and you would have stayed a half inch anyway. And then you do your piles in 3 inches. Basically, you would just end there, and you wouldn't need to move really anything else except for one guy to make sure you're within 2 inches and 2 inches.
Okay.
And then
move in that space.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it should be fun because you have space here still. You can put bases together once you're in combat. In fact, it's a good idea to do that because if you declare a base, then he can't do pile-ins and consolidates. He could only because you can't get any closer to something you're base with. So there is that advantage to being as far as close as possible.
Okay.
And so you just want to make sure you're 2 inches and 2 inches. Yeah, you're good. So now, because of the defensible rule with the barricades, you're within 2 inches, so it works out. So now your guardsman will have a chance to punch back, but you have to decide: do you want to interrupt, or are you just going to wait?
I'm actually not sure how that would go for me because I have never done charge in 5 phases a lot.
I would say not worth the interrupt, especially after you might lose a horse. You should lose a horse. You should lose 1 to 2 horses, but that's not enough of a problem for you to want to spend the CP. 2 CP and 40k is a lot of CP. So unless you're sure that spending it is worth it, like it's actually going to kill enough to be worth it, then you should not spend it.
I'm not going to spend it right now. Doesn't seem worth.
Alright, so then that means, Kieran, you get to do green squad.
Okay, and they still get 3 attacks.
Yep, they still get 3 attacks each. It's just what their base, I think, talents do. However, there's only 9 guys in that squad.
Okay. 27 then?
Yep. I have a feeling these are going to become AP1 when your dex finally comes out, and that's going to be terrifying.
That would be good. They're pretty weak.
Yeah. They need to do a little bit more. I mean, I know they're hordy, but like they just don't do enough yet.
I'm gonna hit on 3 or 4s.
I thought they're 3s. Let me double check.
Okay.
4s. And then 5s and 6s again. A little healthier this time. A little bit better. 7 wounds.
Let's see how I can save him. It's on what, 4s, right?
4s, yep, is your base save, and then you have your feel no pain as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so you failed 5, and then you're gonna roll the 5 that you failed to see if you ignore any. You only ignore 1, so you do lose 2 horses.
Yep.
Your best bet is probably kill that guy and probably actually kill that guy.
Yep.
Yeah, because it has to be.
Yeah.
You have to kill.
Actually, I would say you probably want to kill that guy. Actually, kill this guy.
Yeah.
Because now desperate breakout should be possible if your 10-inch move if you need to use it.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's your turn to choose what you want to fight with first. I would go actually with the green guardsman. Because you want to wipe out red squad.
Wait,
and he tagged you, so you are able to get hits in. Because you can activate now, you can actually get closer. So you can do your pile-in. So the way it works is you activate a unit, you do pile-ins. So you're gonna move these guys closer, just in general. So you can get as many attacks in as possible. And it's a 3-inch move. Yep, that totally works. Again, you also want to make sure you just keep your coherency because that could go poorly.
yeah, really.
Now these guys would have to move closer to that Horbigon because it's the closest model. Couldn't move closer to that one. So this guy too would actually have to end right there. But that's fine because you're in an inch of the wall. So it works out. And you have that 2-inch from a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it's a 3-inch, so you're gonna have to go behind that guy. But because he's in combat and you're within a ½ inch, these guys can fight back. Because that guy's in an inch, this guy can fight anyway, so you're good.
Like
move that guy forward. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky. You're basically have 2 guys who are not going to be able to hit. Because there's no way these 2 are going to be able to get in a ½ inch of a model that's in an inch. The backline fight does not change from the barricade rule. So you might be able to get him in. Okay, yeah, you can get him in because that's a 2-inch there. This guy's basically the only one who's not going to be able to.
Yeah, he's going to be just like existing in the back line.
Now, for some reason, your sergeants don't have the chain swords they're supposed to have, so you do have like an extra attack.
You have to actually attach them.
Yeah.
In the list.
And it is, I believe it's free on the sergeant.
It is.
Yeah.
It is free.
So you should have them. So you should have 3 attacks for the sergeant, and then 1 attack for every other guy.
You can.
So because because this barricade is heavy cover, I will have a +1 to my save for these 6 or so, right?
I believe I always forget the heavy cover roll, but if that's correct, then yes, I'll have to look at the terrain roll.
You might have to also pull up like the chain sword stats and stuff, and then other things.
Chain sword's the same as your punches, unfortunately.
Right.
So you just basically get 1 more punch. So you're at 2 more punches. So you
Alright.
3 attacks to the sergeant, and then looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. So 9 times 1 is 9, plus 3 is 12.
9 times 1 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What was it? 12?
12. And I will look up the heavy cover real quick.
That's 12. Okay.
Detachments, actions, terrain.
And let's see, what am I hitting on? I didn't check actually before I did this.
Should be 4s, I believe, guardsman.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hits. Do I reroll ones as well?
It's +1 to saving throws against melee weapons unless a model has made a charge move. So you want to get the +1 because your guys made the charge moves. That's right.
Okay.
Alright, so do I reroll them or?
You do not get rerolls.
Okay.
So, because you don't have rerolls to hit with these guys.
They just roll uppers. Okay. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
And wounding on what?
So it's strength 3 against toughness 3, so 4s. Because it's equal.
3 wounds. Boop, boop, boop.
Save.
Hello, Fetch and Fur. We're doing good. How you doing?
Right.
Yep. So you have your 6 of saves.
Yep.
Failed.
Failed.
6 involved. Oh, but they're not within a.
They might be. I would say that I give that to you because if you knew you would have been in 6, you would have positioned for it. So yes, you're good. So your 6 of failed pans as well. No, so you still lose 3. It's not a super big deal. You'll just have to make sure you stay in coherency. That's the only thing you have to worry about. So for that, yeah, those 2. And then realistically, because of how close your bases are, you should be within 2 anyway. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're fine. And then you have Synapse, so you'll just hold it pass around. Alright, and then your horses now.
Alrighty.
So, you should put all your attacks in the red squad to try to get rid of them and get your guys out of combat so you don't have to waste an order.
Yeah, really.
So they're a little bit weird. So
they have like 2 melee weapons, it looks like.
Yes, you get Savage Claws, which you just get additional attacks with those weapons. Because it's your horses attacking things for you, basically. Which actually right now, oh, I moved your guy. Oh, there we go. Which actually going to do more than your lances.
Carry the Emperor's will as your torch.
Thank you for following. So what you're gonna do is your lances. There's only 3 guys. You only have 1 attack each. I think your Ride Master has 2 attacks. So you've got 4 attacks with your lances. So you'll do those first.
Yeah, 4 attacks.
And there's no bonus to them because you didn't charge this turn.
No.
And so because he is a mounted unit, he gets 2 melee attacks per model? Is that, or like 1 attack but 1 with each melee?
So he gets 1 attack with the lances, and then the rules for the horse, the Savage Claws, basically says they get to also attack. So
Okay, but that's not typical of most.
My
Like,
fiend
most
is my
things
shield.
if they have multiple melee, they only get the maximum attacks in their attack characteristic, and they have to choose which weapon, right?
correct. Or you can split the
Feel the
weapons.
might of the
Yeah.
righteous.
Thank you for following. Thank you for following. I don't know why someone would split the weapons, but you could split the weapons.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That was something that came up on
Yeah.
one of our previous games. So it's just clarifying.
Yeah. So 1 hit.
Yeah, really. I forget. Right
Yeah.
clicking would be just like the 2 rows in the upper one, right?
Yeah, that's correct. It actually, because we forgot them, you did do that order. So add in the 2 attacks for the guys who died.
Oh. Fuck.
Oh, right.
Dude. Boop.
Actually,
Hey.
get one more at least.
Yeah.
And then
Alright.
it's only strength user, and you're only some reason on the horse. You're only strength 3, so you'd still forced to it. Hey, look at that! It is AP1, so that would go on to your Hormiguns at AP1. So you want to get a save, but you would still get your 6-up catalyst, your ignore damage save. Oh, almost. So you lose 2 more models from the Hormiguns. And then you have the horses. So the horses get 2 attacks each. So you have 6 attacks total with the horses. Same profile, basically.
2, 4, 6.
Alright, so 3 hits. That's literally on the dot average.
Alright.
4's a hit. 4's a hit.
I'll force it?
Yep.
Wait, so 3 doesn't.
Yeah, the 3 doesn't. You have a better ballistic skill than you have a weapon skill, even though you're melee. Why? I don't know.
The game's weird. Alright. Boop.
So 2 wounds, 2 more AP1, and it's just 1 damage again, so you get your 6 up on your boyos there.
1 survives.
And you would still get it because all the damage is rolled at the same time. So even though you took the guy out who was in 6 inches, all the damage is resolved at the same time. It's as if all the rolls are happening at once. Awesome. That's it. That's pretty much fight phase. You could try to move these riders with your pile-in. These 2 could go towards the Hormiguns, but there's not really a big reason to do that. And that's it. And so we go to morale. I actually think your riders could fail. Yeah, because your leadership's 7. So you lost 2. So now we get to see a morale roll. So you lost 2. Your leadership's 7 max. So on a 5, you pass because 5 plus 2 is 7. So on a 6, though, you fail morale. So you just don't want to roll 6.
So how many dice do I roll? 2?
Just 1 dice. Just 1 dice.
Alright.
Okay, so you auto pass. 1 is always a pass.
Yay.
Alright. And that's pretty much turn.
Death Creed do not retreat.
So yeah, so now it goes over to your turn. You hold 2 objectives. So you get your 10 points for that.
Yay.
And then it's just down to where you want to move and how you want to move. So you have to you've put yourself in the way you can actually fall back, which is super important. The only thing you have to remember for your orders is only you can do the same order twice, but it's a fall back and shoot, not a fall back and charge. So the way fallback works is, again, you can't ignore models. And you guys can't go through the wall. So the most you could fall back with these guys is they would have to go this way. And just make sure you're not within an inch.
So, but they can still move their base movement right now,
yes,
right?
they can move their base movement, but you can't advance.
Okay.
So you'll definitely be able to get out of combat with them. It's just now at this point, do you want to... who you're going to give the orders to, basically.
Yeah. And they can't actually, from over here, they can't get the orders, though, because they're a little bit far away from the commander.
Yeah, but you can always move your commander and do orders. He doesn't have to sit still.
True, yep.
Those Hive Guard have been surprisingly disappointing.
I know.
You can't ignore your own model, so he would have to end in front. You'd still be outside the combat, though. I think.
Alright.
I double check that. Yes, you'd still be outside the combat.
What is outside of combat? 1 inch?
It would be 2 inches because of that barricade still there. However, he's still outside the 2 inches either way.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you have your blue guardsman, who should probably fall back to.
Yeah, they should.
Because while your riders will survive, they won't. And the way order happens if you don't charge is opponent has priority first.
So sorry, I'm just checking. Like, are you just falling back normally, or are you using that stratagem that you had talked about?
So this would just be a normal fallback, because Desperate Breakout you only need to use if you're totally surrounded.
Okay. Did they use it on the horses?
No, because he had this gap here that he could just move out of.
Surrounded?
Yeah, yeah.
And let's get these guys a little bit better into sight. Actually,
You got pretty lucky that your rapier's still alive. I'll just say that real quick.
Really? Actually, there is what. Actually, now that you remind me, there is a thing I need to do. Let's see here.
But now you're kind of in this position that you want to think about how are you going to push them back. So he doesn't start taking your objectives off you, basically, or start tying up your rapier.
I can see him.
Yeah, you should be good.
Oh, it's gonna be hell to pay.
You will be at the -1 hit, so it's gonna be a rough shot, but you should be able to see it.
It's gonna be a rough shot, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, how much movement does he have? Forget. Hold on.
I would actually say it's probably better not to move the Sentinel closer.
No? Okay.
Because if he makes that charge, he will kill whatever he charges. it will die. there's no if or buts about that. He will kill whatever he touches.
Over there. What the fuck? That's 10 inches away. I don't want to observe here. I move 2 inches that way. I could probably move over about like here. And still being kind of cover.
Really hoping your Hive Guard power up next turn.
Yeah, me too.
Because there should definitely be at least one rapier less than there is on this board currently.
Actually, no, I'm gonna let him stay in here. Just stay right there.
What happens in the game if someone gets wiped out before the end of round 5?
So technically, game state keeps going. There are armies that basically are designed to win, even though they got tabled.
Right.
You can rack up pretty much all your points and then just like so deny them that they can't do anything about it.
Right.
And so it's barely possible to outpoint someone by like turn 3 or 4. However, the person who tabled their opponent does get a chance to play out like turn 4 and 5 and see what objectives they can get to and see if they can try to catch up.
Okay.
That's kind of trying to move the game away from when it was just about killing. Because there was this 8th edition was kill. That was it.
Right. I imagine it's probably not super common, but let's say you got god rolls and you annihilated all of your opponents by round 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had no more models.
Mm-hmm.
Do they get to do turn 4 and 5?
Yes.
But without models, what do they do?
Yeah, realistically, you're just kind of sitting there.
Okay, but just okay.
You could like,
I guess,
orbital. Yeah, you could orbital strike if you have it. I guess.
Okay.
But
the game doesn't just end.
No, the game does not just end. So
Right,
I haven't seen it very often. Like I have not.
I can't imagine it's common. Yeah.
I have not seen a list that's like, yeah, even though I die turn 3, I win. Usually, if you get in a situation or you're on a board that someone can table you by turn 3, you're probably screwed anyway. To be honest,
Yeah.
That a 9th's big transition from 8th is people.
My faith is my shield.
Thank you for the follow. They didn't and it's still a thing, is that your boards have to be much more terrain heavy.
Right.
Just because the smaller board size, people think it didn't make a difference. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it really does.
So like if you Games Workshop released what their tournament tables will look like. Each corner has basically a ruin that's a square, like just right in the center, just straight out, and they're all obscuring. So it's basically like there's no way to draw a line of sight turn one. So it gives you an idea of what your board should look like, and if your boards aren't quite at that point, then that means you don't have enough terrain, and that's when those turn 3 tables happen. It should not happen, basically.
Got it.
There are moments that, like, someone rolls like a psychopath.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, no, it's not possible.
I guess I just lose now.
Yeah, I just lose, yeah.
I think my movement phase is done now.
Like, that rapier should be dead.
Yeah.
It should be dead. That's a
told
really
you,
good
look at the
example.
Look at the rolls.
Although this is becoming a game where no one's dying, like you're losing Hormagaunts, but their Hormagaunts are like 6 points a model or something insignificant. So it's like, yeah, you're losing them, but you pretty much actually, those riders are like 15,
more.
10, 15, something like
I
that.
killed everyone
Yeah.
They're a bit vital importance of being a meat shield for a bit.
Yeah, so you've actually kind of weirdly enough done the same amount of points damage.
Right.
Anyways, I think that's my movement phase because I got like sights on these guys, sights on this guy. Boop, boop.
Yep, sounds good. So now you have your orders. Just remember your orders are 6-inch range, so you need to make.
I know. I can't touch these guys. I can't touch those guys. The only guys I can touch are these guys.
All right, so you can only declare one order on a unit. So I'm assuming you're doing the fall back and shoot one.
Probably.
Because otherwise I can't do anything else.
Yeah, so that's a command point, right?
Nope. Your orders are just a thing. So Tyranids have like their psychic shenanigans and their synapses. But they'll get like reroll ones like Marines do. You don't get reroll 1 auras like Marines do. You get your orders. So everyone gets like their own unique mechanics. That just happens to be what you guys have.
Yeah.
So basically that's it. You just declare it that they're gonna fall back and they can still shoot. I'm just to make sure there's no penalty for that because some orders are really weird. But you might as well start with Purple Squad first and just figure out what you want to shoot with them first.
Yeah, because I got eyes on these guys, and I got also eyes on these guys. I'm not sure who I should really shoot first. I can get more advantage with shooting
so it's
red fire on these guys.
It's still per model, and don't forget you're shooting into dents here with a -1.
Yeah, good point.
So I mean, like,
it's better,
pretty much everyone can see. I think the only one who can't see is this guy. Oh no, he's touching the terrain. So yeah, you could pretty much see with everyone onto those guys. So you'd probably be better shooting everything at the Hormagaunts and trying to whittle them now and get them out of your face. Because if they stay in your face and they live this turn, then those guys are going to rip through your guardsmen.
And all guns are on duty to rip all these guys apart.
Yeah, so you just need to measure ranges because rapid fire is per range. It looks like all your guys are in rapid fire range. So
yep, they are. They definitely are.
The only thing you have to remember is your sergeant has plasma pistol instead.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the plasma pistol rule. You should not overcharge.
Do not. Yeah, no, that is death.
Yeah,
as it is.
So that's.
Damage is good if you supercharge it, but if you fuck it, it is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're gonna have 18 shots, and with your last, and then you'll roll your pistol separately because it's just a totally different profile.
It is really okay.
All right, and you hit on force.
Okay.
All right, so you
That's pretty good.
Not a bad roll. About average, a little under, and then you need force to win.
Yeah, ready.
All right, that was a really good roll. All right, so it's 6 wounds. So there's no AP on these, so your Hormagaunts have their 6-up save first. Pretty good. 2 saves. And then you still have Catalyst on them, so you got your 5-ups here. Not a 2, so only 2 guys die.
only 2 damage. Damn.
So you can see how Gene Stealers and Catalyst is wild.
Yeah.
They're
Really is.
they're a bit
Work that out.
expensive, but it should help you a lot because their weapons actually have AP and like wound rules with 6 or AP 4 or something wild like that.
Not to shoot myself in the foot, but I shouldn't have gotten my. Oh no, that was Catalyst. Never mind.
Yeah, you have Catalyst, so you're good.
Yeah,
You don't
okay.
have to worry about it for them.
Right, that wasn't the Leviathan thing.
No, you just happen to roll 2 6s.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I would start with your Sentinel onto the red squad.
All right.
Yeah, both Sentinels onto the red squad. So do
Multi-laser.
one at a time. Because you want to see if you can get all the blue onto green.
Yeah. So just slack them.
Mm-hmm. So,
Alright.
you realistically can't kill them, so you can roll all 6 dice for both units because it's going to be the same profile either way.
I thought you said shoot the armor sentinel first on these guys.
Yeah, you have 2 right here. Yeah, this one and this one. Because
All right.
normally you wouldn't do this, but because you can't kill the unit, it's the same exact profile for each. There's no reason not to fast roll it. It just makes things a little bit quicker.
Ooh.
Alright, so 2 hits. Luckily, though, they're a lot better lasers, so you're wounding on 2s. Okay, so 2 wounds. Again, no AP on red. So you get your saves on your 2 guys there. It's still 6s. And now you are actually out of Catalyst, so you lose 2 of them.
Yeah. And I'm out of synaptic, right?
No, you're definitely in because it's an 18-inch range with him, so you're good.
Sorry, not synaptic. I meant the
Catalyst.
the Leviathan, whatever
Yeah,
that's
the
called.
live vine.
That's within 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't get that. I don't get the feel no pain. That's the word.
Exactly. Yep. Alright, so now you have your guardsmen. So this is where you have to kind of decide. Do you want to split fire or do you want to put everything in the green? Because you can't charge with anything except for purple. It might be better to try a little bit of split fire.
Really? So probably like have some of these guardsmen fire at the last 2 Homer guns.
Yeah, and
Rapid
then
fire.
I would do like half and half. Yeah, half into the Homer guns. Oh, you forgot your plasma pistol in the green. Do that real quick.
Oh yeah. How does that go?
You just hit on the 4, and then this just is way better strength. So it hits, and then it's strength 7, so it's a 2 either way. So it wounds. This is at AP 3, so you have your catalyst save. It's only 1 damage though.
This guy killing on these guys.
Yeah. Okay, so you lose 1 more Homer gun from the green.
Blech.
Now you can declare the squad. So figure out where your plasma pistol is because that is important. It's only got a 12-inch range.
He's right there.
Yeah. So
He can hit everybody.
yeah, just really depends where. So when you declare shots, when you're split firing like this, you have to declare what's going to shoot at what. So where do you want your plasma pistols to go? Red or green?
Preferably green because they have a little bit more guys still.
Okay, so you put the plasma in the green, and then how many guys are going in the green?
Let's do.
I think you're all within rapid fire anyway, so it just depends. how many.
Yes. Let's do about 5 guys and 4 guys in the red.
All right, so you got your pistol, and then
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys into. Sorry, 4 guys in the green.
Yeah. No, 4 guys into the red, 5
Okay.
guys in the green.
So it'll be these 4 into
Catalyst.
red, and then these 4, 5 into green. Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
You might as well do the pistol first because you have 1 dice there already.
Yep. And whoop.
Hits. 2's a wound. All right, and then catalyst save on the Homer guns. Nope, so you can lose 1 more green dude.
Slowly, the numbers are whittling.
Yeah. Yes, slowly but surely. And then you have I would just do 5 in the green too. So that's going to be 10 shots there.
Yep. Boop.
And
Thank
you
God
got
there's a 10 plus button.
yeah, makes it easy. 4s.
Oof.
Not the best. And then 4s again, because strength 3.
Yep.
All right, so 3 wounds. It's actually kind of even out.
That's into green, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
and you have your saves here though, so you get your 6s and then your 5s.
The 1 saves for sure.
Yep, so just one more.
Just one more death. Damn, this is whittling them down.
Slowly but surely, they're doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then you have the 4 on the red. So that's going to be 8 shots there.
5, 6. Boom. There we go.
And same thing, 4s and 4s.
Oh, that's
Straight down the middle. Oh, just 1 on red, and you have your save here, so you get your 6 up. Nope, so you lose 1 more red boy. Still alive, amazingly.
well, probably not for any much longer.
So you fired pretty much all your normal dudes. You have your rapiers left.
All right. Well, let's fire this rapier into those Tyranid warriors over there.
That makes sense. Yep.
All right. Heavy 3.
Yeah, you get 3 shots. You will be at -1 to hit there though because of the dents, so you're hitting on 5s.
Okay.
So one hit, and it's still 2s because you're strength 10. 1 wound. And that would basically just kill a guy because it's 3 flat damage. I don't. You might be 6 inches of this guy.
I'll let it 5 for the D3 plus 3 damage.
Yeah. Let's give it to you just in case because we might need it. So.
What's out there?
For your Leviathan saves, so you need your it's AP3, so it just goes for their save. So for Leviathan, you rolled a 3, so it's 6 damage. So you need to roll 6 dice on these guys. And
okay.
5 more dice. No, 1 dude's just super splats a warrior. All right, and then you have the last rapier.
On the Hive Tyrant.
Yep. Same thing. You are firing through dents here, so it's going to be 5s.
Yep. So, boop. Boop. Come on.
Nope.
Oh! I'm going to roll, use a command point to reroll 1.
Yeah, you can reroll a hit. That's fine. Nope.
Fuck. Nothing. Not a damn thing, man. Damn.
Alright. Not a bad turn though. You got a lot of Hormagaunts, which helps, slows them down a bit.
Okay.
You do have a charge phase. You could just try to charge the Hormagaunts with your purple squad. It's probably not a bad idea because he's going to charge you.
I should probably just go full on fuck face on these guys, yeah.
Yep, that would probably be your best plan. So let's see what your charge distance is. You need a so this is where that 0.1 matters. Because you were actually a 0.1 away, you do need a 4.
So two dice, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm sorry, you need a 3. I apologize. You need a 3.
I need 3 dice?
No, you need, it's 2d6, but you need to roll at least a 3. Oh, 9 on
Hey.
it.
Yep. Alright, Pollen.
Right, because when you charge, you need to get within 1 inch of them, right? Or
Yes,
you actually have
correct.
to meet their models.
1 inch. Heroics, you have to actually meet their models.
Okay.
But yeah, a charge roll, you'll have to be in an inch. So basically, with the way deep striking works, you always have to be that's what I look for. 9 inches away, so it's always a 9-inch charge no matter what you do.
Right.
That's why deep strike charging is not the best, unfortunately.
You know.
People are very sad that they didn't just make charge a base thing and they still keep it random because it's a huge pain in the ass. All right. Everything else either fell back this turn and can't, so you start with your gardens.
All right, let's see how many attacks do they get.
Now this is important. You didn't declare red, right? So this guy's got to be a little bit further back because he can't start within an inch.
All right.
You can like pile into him if you wanted to. I wouldn't do that because you can only attack things you charge. So
Alright.
you'd just be giving him free hits on your guardsman, basically, if you did that.
Yeah.
So
Other
this
one
time
doing
you
like-
pretty much have all your dudes in, though. So 2 times 9, 18. Sorry, you only have 1 attack each. 9 plus 3, 12.
Well, that's all then.
Hit on force. Pretty good roll.
Not bad.
Force the wound. Alright, that's
Sure.
5 wounds. So 5 wounds, no AP on these. So you need your 6 up saves and none of your catalysts. Alright, so you made 1, and then your 5s. So you lose
3
3.
die.
You somehow have managed to have 1 left in both units.
It's supposed to just been a battle of Hormagots, and then just one Tyranid warriors died, and then these guys somehow still haven't really killed anybody, but they've been trying. They've been trying. Oh lord, they have.
The whole game. Alright, well, you do get your Hormagot that can attack that, so you got 3 attacks with him.
Rawr, I'm Hormagot. See.
And he is sitting on those 4s, rerolling 1s. No hit.
I like how
Wounding on
half
4s.
the screen is not focusing on the purple battle flood right now.
That's 2 wounds. So 2 wounds on your guardsman, you have a 5 up save on guardsman.
Currently, only the screen can see like up to here, and then nothing else over here.
Oh yeah, the way the camera is, I have to get used to it.
How many wounds do these guys have?
1 each.
Just 1. All right, I want to pay the CP to reroll the wound roll.
Sure, why not? Reroll 1 of them, see if you can get it. Nice, alright, so you have 3 wounds on your guardsman with a 5 up save. You lost 3 guardsmen to a single Hormagot.
Fucking. Ah, no.
Oh, that's quite it. What a hero Hormagot.
Right.
One Hormagot could just literally turn the tide of the battle right now.
Right now, your Hormagot has done more than your 5 card have.
Yeah.
That's a little sad.
Bummer, eh?
Can
Okay.
I consolidate or?
Yes, you can if you would like. You're supposed to do that before he attacks, but you may do it. It's not really going to change where you guys go.
No. There we go.
Yeah. All right. This may be one of those situations where you want to surround him because you totally could. You could have this guy, like that, and now he can't shoot at your guys unless he wants a desperate breakout.
He lost 3 guys, so he has to make a morale save. But
He does have to make a morale, yes. So
Hilarious.
you could lose more. I can't believe this one.
Yeah.
And guardsmen have terrible leadership. You're only leadership 7, so you fail on the 5 or more. Okay, you managed it. You managed it. All right.
How does leadership work, or how does the morale work?
So you roll a dice, and then you add how many models you lose, and then you compare it to your leadership. If it goes over your leadership, you fail morale, and then you have to make a battle shock test. So 1 guy automatically runs when you fail, and then when you make a battle shock test, you roll a dice for every guy left, and on 1, more guys run away.
What is attrition different?
Combat
like
attrition is that phase afterwards. So it's where that rolling part. He ignores modifiers to combat attrition. That's his army thing. What that basically means is when you're under half strength for a unit, and this is the only one I could think of so far that modifies combat attrition, it's 1s and 2s make guys run. So
But they run, they don't just die.
Basically it counts as dying.
Oh, because they'll run out of coherency.
That basically running basically means they die. You just pick up models. So on 1s they just go away. Feels real bad when you do it on like paladins and they're like 47-point models that are running away.
Oh man.
I feel bad when one of my tanks just can't hit shit. And
Yeah.
just dies on the next turn.
All right.
Okay.
What a weird game. The next turn, you get another 10 points because you're holding those 2 primaries still. No one's killed each other's warlord yet. It's It's turn 3.
So,
Oh.
right, so that's command.
Totally.
So then that goes into psychic, right? No, that's movement, then psychic. Yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just gonna move these guys. They've got a 6 movement, but they're on difficult ground. So just
So yes, he did do a fall back and shoot order. You're correct on that. Addicts, he could do that, but then he's probably just gonna overwatch if he tries to go in with the one guy, or the one guy's just gonna guide to all the combat that hits him back. He doesn't really need to. Kagger, who do you think it is? Question mark.
Who is?
Me, I guess. I don't know. All right, sorry about the Karen.
that's okay. I just wasn't sure what was going on.
You're good. You're good. Just moving them slightly forward there.
Yeah, just to give them a little bit more range.
Mhm.
Is that okay for coherency, or are they touching too much?
Oh no, your own basics would be touching. They just can't be on top of each
Oh,
other. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, the only bases you can't touch when you're in the movement phase are your opponents if you didn't start in combat.
Okay, we'll do that, and then this guy's gonna. First, I'm kind of scared, but he's also pretty fucking beefy.
Yeah, at this point you should really use him.
Yeah,
because it like
I'll move the full.
I mean it sucks that both rapiers are still there.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Do something about that.
But you're at this position where like you can start putting in the nails in the coffin, and you should. Because if you don't this turn, he will to you.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. I think that's my entire movement.
All right.
So let's go into psychic.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, did you want to move? Are you gonna keep this guy here?
Oh well, yeah. He's just gonna charge. So.
Well, you can do something really cheeky.
Okay.
So
Jump him in here so that there's.
no, that one guy has OBSEC.
Oh.
His tank does not have OBSEC.
Oh, okay.
So if you wanted, you could take that one boy and just walk him to that tank and then steal the objective from it.
Why not? 5. Yeah, so he can make
Then,
it. Eh?
if you wanted to, you could even charge the tank, and try to tie it up.
Right.
I probably like you do risk the fact that like he can shoot it in your shooting phase, but at least you're shooting at one Hormigaunt and not
Right.
everything else.
Also, the marshal can now see you.
Yeah. But even then, that's still like you deny him a primary this turn. That's always worth it.
Right. But if I charge him this round, then he'll probably kill because he can attack.
He can do 2 attacks into you.
Right.
He
it would
isn't
be
super
better.
likely to kill you, but he could.
Right.
So actually, what it is better is just to stand there.
Just to stand there, yeah.
It sounds
just doesn't
silly,
get
but
it.
literally,
Yeah.
that man looking at
Just
that
deny those
destroyer,
points to that command phase.
yeah, that
Cool.
little dude
Yeah.
looking at that destroyer makes him go, "I can't hold this anymore."
Fun. Okay. Right. Psychic phase.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start by smiting this destroyer.
smiting still has to be closest, so your smite has to be closest.
Really?
Yeah, smite's always closest,
Yeah, did you?
nearest visible.
I didn't know.
Actually, the nearest visible would be the
Probably the
rider.
horse riders. Also, thing to keep in mind is you can catalyst yourself.
Ooh.
So there's almost no reason not to catalyst yourself at this point.
Okay. Well, then I will catalyst myself and I'll psychic scream instead of smite. That's better.
Yes. Psychic Stream basically is the same in this circumstance.
Yeah, it just does a little more damage, doesn't it?
It's the same either way.
Oh.
In fact, actually, it's better to do a smite.
Ooh, that thing.
I would say it's probably worth re-rolling for this to get catalysts off.
Like CP reroll.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to reroll both?
Yes, for a psychic test, you reroll both. Yeah.
There we go.
The reason why I'm saying that is because like that's going to keep you in this game if you get shot at now.
Mhm. Right. Well, I'm hoping to charge, so hopefully I
Yeah.
won't. But if I miss the charge, then yeah, it's hard to say.
Then you have so the reason why you would do a smite over psychic scream is really good against psychers because it can make them forget a power. Smite
Okay.
on a roll of 11 does d6 mortals.
Right.
So smite has the
Right.
potential to do more mortals. Either way, though, they're both nearest models, so you're both having to go for the horse.
That's really bummer. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Can't even find this. Yeah, there's no smite description here. Okay, well, I trust
so
you.
smite goes off on a 5. And
It's off on a 5.
you got it.
Made it.
And it's D3 mortals.
D3.
So it's just the same.
Ooh,
3 mortal
three.
wounds. You do ignore them on 5s. On
No
your krieg.
mercy, no respite!
Thank you for the follow. Biggest of thy tastiest. Okay. One
Is
more.
it 1
'cause
roll or 3?
he would have to roll 3 dice.
Wait,
You took 3 mortal wounds, so you need to roll 3 dice.
Just
okay.
roll 2 more.
You need to make one of these. Nope, you lose a guy.
And because it's mortal, it does bleed, right? So he's.
Blah.
They're 3 wounds each, so either way, you would
Oh,
just
they're
kill by.
3. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought they were 2 each. Sorry.
No, they're surprisingly tanky, those things.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
Okay, so that's that. So
Mhm.
then it would be shooting, I guess.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really only have. Oh yeah, 5 cards. Okay.
yeah. I mean, I would keep going for the injured one. It sounds
Yeah.
silly, but like, with the
would
way
you
these-
put all 3 into it, or would you split it?
I would say with the way they've been rolling, I would, just
Yeah.
because I don't trust it anymore.
Yeah, I don't either. But also, the odds would maybe dictate that you could, the luck will have to come
No,
eventually.
Statistically, you should be able to split fire and kill both.
Yeah.
What has happened, though, has shown them that they just don't care. So I would not split fire. I would definitely just try to kill one of them.
Just fucking die, damn it!
I don't know. I think I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play risky.
All right, cool. Yeah,
I'm gonna do 1 into the damaged one, and then. Can I split the attacks?
No, when you're firing a gun, it has to be the whole gun at one direction.
Okay. So then 2 into the healthy one at a -1 because of heavy cover. Or death
Haddix,
cover.
thank you so much for subscribe. 2 months too. That's amazing. Thank you.
And then 1. Okay. I will start with the 1, and that's how many attacks? It's
2
2 or
shots.
2 shots.
Yep. 2 shots hitting on 3s. Oh man, I'm like, it's a risky. Oh!
And I already used my reroll, right?
No, it's per phase, so you can also use one in your shooting phase.
All right. We're doing that again.
Normally, you save it for wounding, though.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Bruv.
They still have a chance.
Yeah.
There's still 4 shots at the other one. They still have a chance. I can't.
Bruh.
I can't even look at the screen at this point. They're so disappointing. Oh my god.
Oh, God. So frustrating.
Why are they doing so bad? It's a 3. Okay, it does wound. It's AP2. You need a 5 save on the rapier. Oh my god.
Frustrating.
I can't even understand what's happening with these guys.
Luck of the dice.
Alright, are these fucking rapiers armed with custodians in them or something?
This is the
Okay.
weirdest series of shooting from Hiveguard I've ever seen. I've never seen such poor shooting from Hiveguard.
Me. So I cannot shoot into these guys, right?
No, because they are in combat.
They're in combat. Okay. That's fine. I can't hit them, so I guess they just don't do anything. It goes into charge, I guess.
Yep. So, you kind of have a variety of targets here. Because so if at this point, because
Mhm.
the odds of this game have been wild statistically, like I can't even handle it. Your best bet to win at this point is to just deny primaries, just totally deny
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So what I would recommend is you charge a sentinel. It's a risky charge.
That was my plan. Yeah.
But
yeah, -2, right?
yeah, but if you do get to the sentinel and kill it, then you've wiped him off all primaries. He gets none this turn, and that's a big deal.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I need a 6
So plus
for a
2.
charge, but -2. Or +2, sorry, yeah. So I need like an 8.
You need
in
a
the charge.
5 because it's within an inch, and you're 5.9.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Plus 2 would be a 7, so you need the 7.
Well, that's average.
And he has
Be
adrenal
optimistic.
glands, actually, if I remember correctly, so you actually get
Okay.
+1.
I still only got
Oh,
a
no,
5,
no.
but I'll use my last CP to reroll that.
You might as well.
Okay. And it's both on charge?
Both. Oh,
Wow.
Jesus. Oh my god.
I'm not gonna play blue anymore.
No. Change your dice, yeah. Change the dice colors. That's what I'm playing. Oh god.
Jesus. Okay, so the roll charge fails.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh god, I shoved on banana peel.
So my Termagant gets to attack.
He actually does attack first, because he did not charge, so
Right.
it goes to opponent's priority, so he would get his attacks
Right.
first.
That's a bummer.
I mean, you did a good job denying the primaries. It's just that's very unfortunate. All right, so you'll get your attacks first, TT. So you're looking at, you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guardsmen left. So 7 attacks plus 2, so you're at 9 attacks now.
Game has been fucking stupid.
It really is.
Alright. 4's right.
4 is a hit, 4 is a wound. Yeah.
Alright. Okay. And that's. I think that thing's gonna
Yeah.
die.
3 wounds. Yeah, and so you still get your 6 up fave. Smart plan.
You don't trust the blue.
There's no AP, right?
There's no AP, so you still get your 6 ups. Yep. Not quite. Alright,
Nope,
almost.
he died. He's
Right.
confirmed dead.
Alright. Well, that is not the turn you wanted. That really is not. You're not out of it though. So there's that. Like, there's
A glimmer of hope.
there's the fact that you denied 5 points is actually a pretty big deal. So, and yeah, so we'll have to see how this goes from here. All right, dice rolls being weird. This is now T's turn. You only score 5 for the second primaries because you only held 1. And yeah, so now it's your movement phase.
Okay. Let's see here.
Hats off to being a JoJo custodian fan. I appreciate you.
Does that get sightline? Hold on. Let me see this.
What a game, man. I can't believe it.
Been all of my games so far. Although I was definitely not playing completely right on the last couple.
Yeah,
That's
you're not playing this wrong. I say that like 100%. You've not played this wrong in the slightest. Just dice rolls have been
Very weird.
just weird. It's not even like bad for you, but also bad for him. Like nothing is happening that should be happening. We are so away from averages at this point.
I'm telling you, when I'm existing, I somehow change the game in weird ways. Anyways, they can all see him.
Oh, sorry, biggest Lactasius. Do you need Battlescribe installed? No, you do not need Battlescribe installed. You should be able to play without it.
Oh,
I think everyone. Actually, you know what?
Now, biggest, you will eventually want to get Battlescribe, but you do not need it for the games we pre-make them.
I'm gonna give these guys the order to advance and shoot. If that's fine.
You might as well go for Bring It Down.
Bring it down.
But just reroll wound rolls to run. Because you don't really need to move that much closer.
Really? All
Yeah,
right.
you still have your free
I was
movement.
gonna go up to like here and then fire at them.
Yeah, and you're being rapid fire range anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So at least with the reroll wound rolls of 1, you have a little bit more consistency there.
Yep.
The big problem is the Hive Tyrant looking down your breath. what's kind of sad is you can kind of tie up a Hive Tyrant because they don't have a lot of attacks. But you definitely need to get your guardsmen on the objective.
I'm gonna make these guys move probably.
The reason why you want to make sure you get your guardsman on that objective is because if he does live, he will kill everything around there and take it from you.
Wait, on this objective or this
Yeah,
objective?
that one up there.
That one?
Yeah. You should, between your commander and that rapier, kill that dude.
I mean, this guy's gonna die if either of these guys kill him.
Hopefully. At this point, I've guaranteed nothing.
I'm gonna probably secure this point with my guardsmen then.
Yeah, that's realistically what you want to do. You just need to move them within 3 inches. Don't forget you get your -2-inch move.
Because every time I pick these guys up and I press tab, it just makes them fucking weird.
It's trying to double do the measurement thing, which can be awkward.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
That should be good for everybody involved, because everyone can see everybody. Alright, I think we have a plan. Actually, wait, this guy can also see the fucking Hormigant.
Yeah, he can, yeah.
But would it be better to kill him? Nah, it only does 1 damage, doesn't fucking matter. More of these guys are gonna shoot him anyway. This guy's probably gonna kill him in 1 shot.
I still can't believe those rapiers are alive. I can't do it.
Alright.
I should have given you the zoanthropes, apparently. Jesus.
Yeah, apparently.
Alright. Shooting phase, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
No,
So-
you're at the room.
Yeah, anything else, apparently. Because those Hive Guard had literally not done what they're supposed to do all game.
They've done 1 damage.
They've done 1 damage! So wild.
First off, I'm gonna kill this guy with a Corps Marshal. Let's do a plasma pistol shot.
Alright. Let's see if he can hit.
He's hitting on...
Should be 3.
3's up.
Yeah, he
3's
fires
up,
hits a little bit better. Nope, he's not.
Rerolling that! Nope. Rerolling that damn shot.
2 to kill. 2 to
2 to kill.
There you go.
That's a definite death.
Okay.
Any AP on?
It's AP3, so that Hormigant's definitely.
Bam!
Can't believe. What? God. What a game. All right.
Let's go.
No idea what's gonna happen in this game. All right, so you're gonna fire the purple squad at those guys.
Yeah, let's go kill the Tyranid warriors with these guardsmen.
So
Rapid fire mode.
Yeah, you got rapid fire and you're re-rolling 1's wound. Looks like you have how many left? It should be 6 normal guys, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
6 guys.
12 rapid fire shots, and then you'll have to. Are you overcharging your plasma pistol or not?
Not yet. I'm not risking.
Okay.
Not a chance.
So
I've had bad
wound rolls, so not hit rolls. So you pretty good hit rolls. So now get rid of those, and then it's going to be 5s and 6s to wound because you're only strength 3 and their toughness 4. And you didn't get 1s anyway. 4 wounds. But there's no AP on these, so your Tyranid warriors do get their 4-up save.
And I also get the 6 up because they're their own.
Synapse. Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, and then your synapse. Alright, so you take 2 damage, so 1 guy's down to 1. And then your plasma pistol.
Yep. Hitting on 3s, right? No, 4s.
5s, actually. I just realized we need to probably re-roll that. Because you're shooting into dents.
Alright. Well, alright.
Yeah, we can start with the plasma pistol.
It already hit.
Yeah.
It already hit. And damage and wounding on what?
2s. No, 3s, because you did not overcharge.
Right.
That wood wound, you still get to save. Actually, no. You get your synapse save, and it's only 1 damage. Alright, so 1 damage definitely went through. We probably need to reroll the las because of the -1 to hit.
Okay.
Gyro.
Because that'll either kill him or not kill him.
Yeah. So let's reroll the last just in case. So it's gonna be 12 shots again. And you're hitting on 5s. Sorry about that.
Good. Could end up worse for me.
2 more dice. There you go. Yeah, could end up worse for you. So you're hitting on 5s. Alright. You're winning on 5s and 6s. I don't understand. I don't understand the rules this game, man. 5s and 6s to wound. It's pretty much the same roll. You got only 3 wounds this time, so you're saving on 4s.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay, that time it did make a difference. Okay. So he only took 1 wound.
Oh my god.
He's got 2 left. Jesus. Alright, what you shooting at your high tyrant?
Alright. Fire the rapier destroyer of this hive turret. Get him real hit.
Kagger, that was a correct reaction. I don't know. That's my face is just fucking what? That was my face this whole game. You are hitting on 5s again because of the dents.
Alright.
So 1 hit. And then it's going to be a 3 to win.
That's wounds.
You got your 4 up and invuln on the high tyrant.
Oh, what about the damage? Alright, I'll do that.
Oh, save goes first and then damage.
Okay.
4 up.
Yep, 4 up. Nope. So it's
But I do have a 6+.
You have your 5 up for Catalyst, but he has to roll the damage first.
Oh.
So D3 plus 3, 4. So you're gonna roll 4 dice and ignore on 5s. There you go. So you only take 2. That's 100% why you Catalyst your own high tyrant.
Oh, I don't get.
I don't think I shot this guy yet, though.
So because Catalyst is a Feel No Pain, I don't get the Leviathan Feel No Pain?
Correct. So you don't get both. Yes. In fact, Leviathan specifically.
Catalyst is just better. So.
Yeah.
I haven't shot this guy yet, have I?
Which
I
one?
don't think I have.
The back rapier? No. So that you've shot into the hive tyrant with that one, right?
So I'm gonna shoot that hive tyrant with this one as well.
Yep, you got the line of sight. So that one will not be a neg to hit. So 4s for that one.
Alright. Boop, boop.
So 1 hit again anyway.
Nope, I'm doing command.
You've already used the CP this turn to kill the Hormigon.
Fucking damn it.
So 1 hit.
Yeah.
And fails to wound because it's 1.
Whatever. Whatever! This game makes no sense.
Alright.
No sense at all.
I mean, you could shoot the guardsmen into them, I guess, if you want to do.
Sentinels haven't shot yet.
Yeah, so you might as well do them both because it's going to be the same hitting.
Yep. Alright, and 2. Wait, oh yeah, they have heavy 3s, right?
Yep, 6 shots total.
Bark, bark.
Yeah, sorry, dog in the background's having time. 4's a hit, and then it'd be 3. Actually, I think it might be 5s and 6s. Hive turrets are pretty tough. They are toughness 7, so yeah, you'd be looking at 5s and 6s.
Alright, so that doesn't hit then.
Oh no, you hit 3 times. You need a wound now.
Oh.
It's 5s and 6s to wound.
Okay.
Nope, not in there.
Nothing. Not a damn thing.
So
Can I shoot and charge or not?
you could if you want to, yeah.
Fucking go all nuts and goddamn hive turret.
Alright.
Pain in the ass.
I'm gonna overcharge your pistol.
You know what? Why not this time?
Alright, you're overcharging the plasma pistol. And then you have everyone's in rapid fire range, and you're in the dense cover, so you don't have the dense problem.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So you got 18 shots with the las and then 1 plasma pistol.
Nope.
Just delete 2.
Yeah. And the delete button's not working.
Backspace.
No.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Force.
And...
Ridiculous roll. It is 6s though because he has toughness 7. You're only strength 3. So
Ah! Just fucking laser beams.
Little luck, finally.
and then you have the plasma pistol. If you roll a 1, you die. You die. You're sergeant is
Everything's
dead.
coming up here.
So done with this game. I'm so done with this game.
Your Ride Master can throw a crack grenade, and you can shoot a pistol at the Hive Tire. So crack grenade, it does hit on a 3.
Let's do it. Crack grenade charge, I mean? Because I'm going to charge these guys into a hive tower.
Yeah, and you have a pistol from the other guy. So first a crack grenade, and it would hit on a 3, because some reason those guys hit better on horses than they fight.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the chat as well, and I'm like, yeah, this is just fucking chaos. So what am I doing? Not bad.
You're hitting on a 3.
Okay. Boop.
Okay,
That hits?
it hits. You need a 5 and 6 to win. It does not win. And you have one last pistol. Do you hit on a 3?
Let's see.
No. Okay.
No. God.
Alright, charge phase!
Yeah, boy. Let's go. Pollen. Everyone's going in there. Everyone is. Even these guys.
You gotta roll to see if you made the charge first. Which actually matters, because these guys are at a minus to win, so this guy has to go round.
So what am I rolling?
2 dice, and then you need a 3.
Yep.
No, are these guys running through difficult ground?
These guys would be, but this guy doesn't have to. So
Okay.
this guy can just walk around. Most
got-
guys are not getting in, though.
No, they're
The
not.
charge is successful, but
Not really. He only
Actually,
moves
yeah.
an inch, that guy. So this guy actually needs to be here. This is the guy who makes it for you. That guy moves an inch. That guy moves his 4. There you go. That guy moves an inch.
What is this game anymore? I don't know. What am I playing? Am I playing Dawn of War? What the fuck?
Someone put that meme in chat. That's why are we still here? Someone do that for me, please. Charge the Ride Master in. Basically, you just don't need a double 1, I think. Oh, no, you're still good. You're still good. It was only a 2-inch charge. It was just a 2-inch charge, but you made it.
Yeah. This is the most What the fuck?
Okay. Who do you want to fight with first?
Let's go with the Ride Master.
Okay. You've got your buff off. That's good. You have 2 attacks. You have 3 attacks because your Ride Master has 2.
Okay, how many dice am I throwing here? Just tell me.
So 3 dice.
Okay.
And you're at +2 strength, so that's nice. So you're hitting on 4s. Okay, you got 2 hits. It's still 5s and 6s to win though because he has toughness 7. Okay, you didn't wound. You've got 4 attacks with your mounts.
Okay.
I believe this is battle round 3. I gotta change the chart. So these are hitting on 4s too. These are going to be 6s to wound because they're only toughness strength 3. Okay, we haven't wounded a single time yet. Alright, go over to the Hive Tyrant. I mean the Guardsman, I guess.
Yeah.
You can move these guys an inch because they're still in there. And this guy can move an inch closer, which may not put him in a half an inch.
No, it does.
Just okay. There's no point in moving the rest of the guardsmen because you literally can only get 4 attacks. You got 4 attacks.
Okay. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is this game?
4 attacks? You did hit 3 times. It's 6s to wound though. No, not a single wound. Okay, so the Hive Tower gets to eat people now.
all right, perfect.
I have to actually check your profile.
I get 4 attacks.
Actually, I think you get 5.
Genuine, if that was
Oh
the
yeah,
case,
with
it would
the
be amazing
tail,
for that
right?
case.
No, because you have actually 2 monster selecting talents, so you actually get to
Well, then it'll be an additional. 'Cause the
5 attacks and then the tail.
is
Yeah.
additional.
And
Just
then
bad.
actually, every time you kill something, you eat something.
Yeah, I
literally
can
rough.
tell.
And you get some health.
Okay, well, I'm gonna attack the guardsman just because that's more guaranteed free health.
You can split. So you
Yeah,
could,
okay.
you could do like
That's hard.
2 into the
I only need
horses.
2, yeah. Well, I'll do 2 into the guardsman because I only need 2 health.
Yeah.
Oh, but I.
You can put the
it's-
tail
it's-
into them too.
Hmm. Okay.
Basically, I would actually say, I mean, it sounds wild, but it may be not a bad idea to actually just put everything into the guardsmen and make them do morale, and you might actually kill them.
Ooh, right. Okay. Sure.
Or the other way you could do it is split, which didn't go well before. I'm just gonna put that
No,
out there.
yeah. Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
you
let's
could
just do the guardsman.
or you could just try to kill the horses and then next turn make the guardsman your target, because you are
Sounds
3 damage on your talons. Your talons are
I could
flat
summon
3
this-
damage.
I could
Right.
sum this entire game in one song, but then he killed me.
I feel like at this point I kind of have to go big or go home
Yeah,
because that'll bring me back in the game if it's successful.
I agree with that.
So let's do the majority of them. So what would I need to kill the horses? I would need two attacks, right?
If you want to try to kill them, it'd be only 2 attacks. You are
You just have to hit everything.
you actually have a high strength too, and I think you rerolls. You are strength. Let me double check. You're hitting on 2s. I think you reroll 1s to hit. You reroll 1s to hit, so you're basically guaranteed to hit. It's the wounding that's the problem.
Right. Okay. Yeah, let's do 2 attacks with the scything talons into the horseman,
Mm-hmm.
and then the remaining 2 and the tail into the guardsman.
3. You have 3 extra attacks because you have 5
Oh,
total.
okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah. Brain.
I would
okay.
potentially
Let's do
do
3 and 3. We'll do 3 with the scything talons into the horseman, and then the remaining 2 plus the tail into the guardsman.
yes.
We'll just divide it that way.
That's true. If he does have the field of pain, so it's potentially don't kill the horses. So we'll have
That's
to see how it
true.
goes.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
But I still think that's
Um,
the best way to do it, because I mean, you have to kill like the fact that he blew up his own sergeant actually means you only have to kill like 4 guards.
Yeah. Okay. So I am. What am I rolling here?
So do the 3 talents into the Deathkorps first. We'll just do the talents first.
Okay.
You're hitting on
2s.
2s. Y'all hit, and they are. I think you are strength 7, and they're toughness 4, so you need 3s. That's okay. 1 wound. So it's you can't get a save. It's AP3, so you need to roll 3 dice to see if you ignore any.
Meet me.
Yep.
Alright.
Nope. So you kill a horse. There's 1 wound healed back up. Okay. And then you had 2 more attacks with the talons into the normal guys.
Right.
And you could just choose. You're probably just going to keep your ride master alive. And I think the
Okay.
I swear to God, I'm gonna get these heavy shots into that.
2 hits,
God.
and it's 2's a kill. So 2 dead guardsmen, and then you have your prehensile tail,
Okay.
which hits on the 2,
Okay.
and also wounds on the 2. He does have a save, so you have 1 save on the guardsman, of a 5-up. So you saved 1 guardsman, so you did full heal back to your full wounds. 1 horseman's dead, and that was it 2 guardsmen dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 guardsmen dead. Here,
Mm,
you can actually look at previous dice rolls.
right. I think it was 1 on each, right? 1 scything talon and 1 on the tail.
That's right. You had 3
Or
and
did
2.
he
That's right.
Save on it. Yeah. I think
He
so.
saved the tail. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Again, I have absolutely no idea where this game's going. All right, so let me actually update the battle rounds because I haven't been doing that. So this is now battle round 4. This is the start of battle round 4.
Mhm.
Your guy's full healed. Let me update the points real quick on the chart. All right. It is now Tyranid's turn.
Okay.
Right now,
I automatically got my CP back. No.
you do hold 2 still, so you've got another 10 points for that.
I think I forgot to press the blue button. That's why it's
Yep.
going on.
Yeah, you can just
Right-click
right-click it.
Boop, there you go.
And
Cool. All right.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll just push this out to
So,
Power 4. Yeah.
phase, whatever. Movement phase. I don't think I'm moving because I want to stay on the. Oh, did you push my? I get 2 of these. I get 10 more points, right?
Yep, I already got your points there. You're good because there's only better on 4. So this is kind of a weird one.
Okay.
You might actually want to push the warriors up a little bit and just try to wipe those guardians out. You can push them up and still hold that objective because you can string a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to be that close either. So like you just could make the charge within an inch, kill that guard squad off, hopefully. And then
The rolls have not been very foretelling, though.
you're still within an inch. You don't want to file your high parent back. You do need the 2 morale on the guardsmen because you lost 3.
All right, what am I rolling here?
You're only leadership 6 because your sergeant killed himself with a plasma gun to the face. So your leadership's only 6 without your sergeant, which means on a 4, 5, or 6 you fail your leadership test. You have failed your leadership test. So you're still over half. Oh, but you ignore competition anyway, which means 1 guy automatically runs away. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys left. You need to roll 5 dice, and any ones more guys run away. Okay, so you still have your 5 guys.
I was really hoping for all 5 ones.
And your ride master's fine because you only lost a model.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For calculating morale, is it always 2 models, or is it
It depends on the leadership. So like, because guards have low leadership, they only need to really lose 2 models before they have to start taking. Space Marines are leadership 9 on average, so they need to lose like 4 models at minimum.
But there is a graph for that somewhere in the rulebook then?
No, it's literally just like what would you need to roll to fail the leadership. It's a dice plus how many models are dead, and if you roll over your leadership, you fail. That's pretty much how it works.
Okay.
This game has
Alrighty.
been so chaotic. My brain's just dead. I haven't even slept yet.
Yeah, it's Kagarak teaching them how to play 40k. Apparently, man. This is Zeech. Zeech is here. Zeech is on this field today. You got your psychic phase?
Yeah.
This would be a time I would say it's worth it to do smite. Like, I wouldn't even go for Catalyst. I would try to
No,
smite.
Zeech is not here. It's Kagarak for sure.
I would smite.
But Smite is still only going to attack one of these guys, right?
Yes, but you could try to clear him out this turn. So if you do smite and psychic scream, you get 2d3 mortals potential. Your Hive Guard need to do their job.
Yeah, they really do.
They need to do their job this turn.
Okay. Sure. Let's go for it then.
So, and you choose, because these are now equidistant from each other, you get to choose which one you want to target first. Now, he could take the guardsman out of range of you, but that's to your advantage if he does that anyway.
Right.
So,
Okay.
I would start with the smite. And remember, you don't have to declare who it is until, because it's equidistant.
Oh my god, I'm lagging. Okay.
Okay, that failed.
4. Okay, I'm gonna reroll it.
Okay.
Oh.
And it's a super smite.
Nice.
So you have D6 mortal wounds. You definitely want to choose the guardsman.
Yeah.
Because if you roll a 5, it just kills the squad. A 5 or a 6. It kills the squad.
Well, rip this guardsman. I'm going back to town.
What is happening? Okay. Now you have
Probability is so fucked.
you have psychic scream.
What the fuck did all my guys go? What the hell happened here? What is happening?
This is a 5+, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Good thing
that a super?
they can't super, thankfully, so I can stream.
Oh.
Otherwise, that would be ridiculous. It is D3 mortal,
D3,
so.
right?
Yeah. It's
Just
just one. And you can ignore it on a 5-up with the horse, dude. Which is why you wanted to target the guardsman, because you can wipe them out.
So wait, I can save it.
Yep, on a 5-up. So the horseman's fine. Of course he is.
all right.
Of course the horseman's fine. Alright,
I am the best horseman. You cannot fuck with me.
shooting phase!
All right. Let's. Man, I don't even know what I should do anymore. I think I want to kill him because then it knocks him off of the objective.
He actually has
And
his marshal there.
Oh. I don't want to kill the Marshal.
However,
That would
yes,
give me 6.
I have realized that he has now put himself away from being the closest unit to the Hive Guard. So you could actually shoot at the marshal if you wanted to instead.
Yeah, and that'd give me 6 CP if I kill him, right? Or,
It would get you
victory
6
points.
victory points, but you do run the risk that you're then just going to die to rapiers. And
Right.
it just evens itself out because that's your warlord, so you could be evened out.
Ooh, right. Right.
So your best bet is, if you want to
Should
remove
I-
off an objective, you would get the Sentinel, because you could actually take him off that primary. If you wanted to keep your Hive Tyrant potentially alive, you'd hit the rapiers.
Yeah, I think I gotta go rapiers because I can kill his Marshal in a previous round or like a later round.
Right, like
Okay.
right now at this point, killing the rapier, any threat to your Hive Tyrant's the best bet. And there is, with this game and things are rolling, there is one of those just goes wild and blows your Hive Tyrant up.
Okay.
But it's unlikely.
We're just gonna land everything into this rapier then because he's got the better attack because he's not shooting through
Right,
coverage.
that makes a lot of sense, yeah.
So that's 6 attacks, right? 2 each.
Yep, 2 each, 6 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. For the love of God, roll average. Ah! It's an average roll!
It's just so good. It's even above average.
Oh, TT. We lost TT in the excitement. Oh my God, it's a roll that's average! I think
Thanks, Christ. Oh no, where'd it go?
his internet might have shorted out. Oh,
Okay.
it couldn't handle it.
Fucking die for a second.
He's
Each
back.
one does D3, right?
Each one does D3. All right, TT, you got disconnected. I think the internet kicked you out for a second.
4.
Yeah,
5,
my net
6,
just went out for a bit, and I was like, "Oh God, oh
You're
no."
good. He has to do his
that's
save
a
rolls.
1. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Should I keep that or do I reroll it?
You'll have to
Like,
reroll
if
it
he goes
depending,
through?
yeah,
Okay.
because you don't know which dice are which. So when
Right,
you
okay.
compact TT, you have 4 saves to make at AP2 on the rapier.
What did not load?
Yeah,
God,
it takes a second.
See here.
That's 5+ on the rapier.
There's so much excitement that I'm having right now just for the fact that they rolled average. Not even rolled well, they rolled average, and that makes me so happy. Now TT is gonna roll like 4 saves, so just kind of question life. Alright, you have 4 dice. On a 5-up, you save. Okay, no, that's it's actually impossible for you to not kill that rapier because it only has 3 wounds left.
Yep. Right.
Not that one. He wanted to kill the one down here.
Yeah, it's the other one.
Oh my goodness.
Cool. Perfect.
Alright, so
Okay, and
this
then
boy's
I'm gonna
dead. And then, yeah, you have these guys, the warriors.
Yeah, they're gonna shoot in.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that? I can't.
The rapier died.
Oh, I thought
Final.
you said we had one left. All right.
No, because you fail 4 saves, and it's D3 damage, and either way it would be 1 damage each. Yeah. Alright, you've got some assault guns.
6 attacks at strength 4.
Yep.
We got it first.
Hit on 4s. And wounding on 3s, though. Oh my goodness, suddenly rolls. Strength 4, so 3s.
My
Wounding on
black
3.
mask. God damn it! I wish
Alright.
I had those kind of rolls.
3 wounds.
That's why I don't
don't-
trust this fucking thing.
You got 3 saves, no AP here though, so you're 5-up saves on this guardsman squad here. There is a place bumpering on the Learn 40k TTS Discord under 40k TTS Tutelage scheduling, and that's how you would sign up.
PT, you have to make 3 saves.
Yeah, 3 saves TT on your guardsman of a 5 up.
Oh, 3 saves? Okay.
Yeah.
5 up, and...
You've only 1 dice. Okay.
Charge them now, so.
Yeah, you'll have to charge him. That's fine. So
Okay.
charge phase. They will make another 7 because the front guy's not there anymore. And so this where it gets weird. So what you want to do is check the distance of the objective. Oh, you'll be fine either way. Your base is so large.
Okay.
Yeah. And you just have to be half an inch and an inch. You definitely are. All right, so they'll go first, and then his 1 ride master will go, and then your eye tyrant.
Okay.
So your warriors got.
Okay. So they've got.
And these have 2 siphoning talons.
Attack, right? So they have 4 attacks each.
4 attacks each, rerolling 1s to hit. Yep.
Let's get rid of these 2s.
Wait, I didn't have enough coffee for this game. Reroll the 1 to hit. And warriors hit on 3s, I believe. They do.
Perfect. So I've got all hits.
And then it's 3 the wound because you're strength 4. 4 wounds. It's probably about right. Alright. And no AP on these, so 5 up saves. Alright, well that's 4 guardsmen dead.
Boop. And boop.
It would probably much be your sergeant and 1 dude at the back.
Boop. And boop.
Yeah, it's actually probably better because now if he wants to consolidate into you, you risk being outside the objective and you're outside combat.
And if I don't consolidate, does that just break combat?
If you don't consolidate, yes, it just breaks combat. Combat ends if you're not within an inch.
Okay.
Now you could just move the 1 guy forward and keep that 2-inch coherency.
I mean, if I don't move forward, he doesn't get to attack me then.
That's correct.
Okay, I'll just stay.
Okay. And then your ride master gets his 2 attacks into the high tyrant.
Alright.
He is hitting on 4s. So 1 hit and 6 is the wound because you did not charge.
Hey!
I don't think that was a roll.
It was a roll in my eyes because I don't trust this goddamn box anymore.
Oh, you were doing that intentionally? Alright.
Put it in the box.
Fine. So +5 invuln? Or no, +4 invuln.
Oh no, there's not even an AP on it. Yeah, it's before I've been one.
Oh, okay. So it's just regular 3+?
No, it is AP1. It's AP1, so before I've been one.
Goes either way.
No, it's 1 damage. Which you're going to immediately heal back when you attack him back with 5 attacks.
That's right.
So 5 dice.
Oh, I get to attack now.
Yep, it's your attack now. 5 dice. Hitting on a 2s, rerolling 1s. Oh, the lag. There we go.
Yep.
Reroll the 1s. Yep.
Yep.
Alright, so one of those really want to be a 1. And 3 is the wound. Only 2.
Each one does like D3.
It's 3 flat. So you now need to roll 6 dice, T. And on 5s you ignore these. The fact that there is a chance. Okay, no, he's dead. Okay, you're very much dead. And you heal 1.
Hey, they have coherency now.
Alright. That was a really good turn. You have pretty much set yourself up. You could consolidate the high tyrant closer if you'd like to. He'll only move an inch, but yeah, you could walk around because you're still moving to the closest.
So I can move 3 then?
Yeah, you can move 3 to south. That's fine.
As
Yep.
long as I stay off of it.
And yeah, so this last card squad's got morale. They're fine. Unbelievably. They're fine. So yeah, those heroes are still around. All right. It's unbelievably only turn 4, and you still scored 10 points on your primary guard player. And there's only a 5-point difference currently. I don't know how. I don't know how. All right. No one's killed the warlord yet, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh, and I heal up.
Yeah, you're healed up. So yeah, it is now your turn to move, TT. All right, so the one thing you have to do is you need to make sure that this guy is next to the sentinel so he does not get shot. That's something you have to do. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, really.
And then make sure you're within 3 inches of the objective.
Actually, so then.
Yeah, he could be like right there. You'll be fine. You just want to make sure you're 3 inches of this guy. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right. Now then, all hands on deck on this fucking tyrant.
Yeah. So the actual best thing for you to do is try and kill the Tyranid warriors, because you're not gonna kill the Hive Tyrant. It's just not gonna happen. If you can kill the warriors, you take them off a primary, and you
True.
and realistically, your best bet's to tie this game.
Yeah. So some armor sentinels.
Because you have the end of turn 5.
Yeah, really.
So if you can kill the warriors, you'll tie up the game. So yeah, that's fine. These guys you want to try to swing around.
Who?
These two hero guardsmen, you want to try to run past the warriors.
Oh, then hold on a second.
You would need 6 inches. So that's -2, so they move an additional 4 inches basically. So,
oh no, they're. I'm trying to get them.
Yeah.
Right there, right?
Yeah, you could with that roll you can move right here and you'd be on the woods and you'd still be fine. Because they 6 base plus 6. You have a 12-inch move, so you'd have a 10-inch move, so they'd be fine there.
Okay.
Okay. So, I again no idea who's gonna win this game. So then, yeah, you want to try to use everything you can to kill those warriors. Hope you can kill them.
Still want to slay the warlord though with my rapier though.
You could risk it.
I'm just still gonna roll the fucking dice for the sentinels for the thing.
But I'd still say your best bet to win is to not kill the warlord. And those are all the Hive Tyrant, yeah.
Yep.
Alright. So
No, wait. I know these are the sentinels towards the fucking Tyranid
okay,
warriors.
Tyranid warriors. Alright, so you got 3 hits. And 3's the win on them. 2 wins on the warriors. Actually, could kill one here. No AP, so you got your 4 up safe. And your 6 up.
Oh, okay.
One guy's left on 1 wound. Alright.
That was just 1 damage.
Just 1 damage.
Alright, rapier towards the Hive Tyrant.
You're gonna try to rapier the Hive Tyrant? Okay.
I'm killing this fucking bitch with this rapier.
You're,
it has a damage potential to do so.
you are still at the -1 to hit. Because you have to shoot across that dense. So you need 5s.
I guess.
1 hit.
Okay, that's. You know what? No, command point roll.
Okay. No.
Fucking bitch, motherfucker. Alright, whatever.
It's a 3 to wound.
Can I flip this table?
Alright. The Hive Tyrant lives. So that's pretty much the end of the turn. So we go to turn 5.
I'd say GG.
Yeah, I think that is GG. I mean, you did take the objective off the Tyranids.
Did he?
Yes, because his guys have OPSEC and your guys have OPSEC, and you're tied for the amount on. In fact, actually, I think he now has more on. Yeah, he would have more on, so he would
Right,
push
so it counts per model, not per unit?
because you both have OPSEC, it cancels out. So now it's per model.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he would have that. So you would score 5 in the beginning of your turn.
Right, my turn, yeah.
However, unless you whiff horrifically, you should absolutely kill the Sentinel and his objective. We'll see, but you should kill the Sentinel and his objective, and then at this point, your goal is just to kill things that could potentially take the objective back. So if you kill the other Sentinel, or even just you'll kill the guardsmen with the warriors. Yeah, and they should. If that doesn't happen, I don't know what's happening in this game.
I'd still say that's GG by this point. I am extremely
Can you flip
drained.
the phase so that I can have the CP?
Alright.
Just to make sure that I keep
Got it, yeah.
Okay, so command, nothing.
So you'll just move your hive.
Movement.
These guys just need to move back towards the guardsmen.
Yeah. Alright, that'll be, I think that's enough, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then Hive Tyrant needs to move up to the Armor Sentinel.
Mm-hmm. You can get like within 1 inch, right?
Yeah, it's still going to be -2 technically, but it's you would need
I
to
guess
roll.
You could fail it.
The double one,
Little snake
basically.
eyes,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then I can psychic phase.
Yep.
So I want to psychic phase this armored sentinel in the hopes that I can kill his warlord.
Now remember, all your stuff is near us, so it still have to go into the one that's right next to you.
God damn it! I forgot about that. Okay, that's fine. If I can kill him, then maybe I can charge him or something. We'll see.
Yep. You can even set it up that you just have the Hive Tyrant right here, and the Hive Guard's target's just going to be the Sentinel. After you smite it and do all the damage.
Right.
Which actually would probably the better plan, because then you can just charge the Armored Sentinel. Because your base can fit in there. It's the same base on the other side.
Okay, so I should move whereabouts?
Yeah, like about there. Just so you're closer to that guy.
Closer to that guy for charging?
For charging.
For smiting?
For charging, yeah.
Okay, but I still want to be close to this guy for smiting?
Yeah. Because your Hive Guard can finish him off. At this point, you don't need to hit the Rapier.
Right. Okay. I am smiting.
It's smite. It's D3 mortals. There's a lot. There you go. One mortal so far.
Bummer. Okay, and then I'll psychic scream as well.
Yep. It goes off, another D3 mortals. Oh. At 3, so he's down to 2 wounds left on the Armor Sentinel.
That's a bummer. But yeah.
Yep. So Sentinel's down to 2, and then it's just down to shooting phase. So hopefully your warriors can kill those 2 cards.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with that.
Roll all ones.
Okay, so that's 6 attacks at +4, right?
Mm-hmm.
The camera here is so weird because it's like off to the side, really, and you have the whole report on the side.
Oh,
here.
okay. Well, you still got a charge phase. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, hitting on 4.
Wounding on 3s. You got a wound.
Thank God.
5 up save on your guardsman. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Guardian squad being some heroes. All right. Cool. All right. Now you have your Hive Guard, which should try to just take out that 2 wound Sentinel.
Okay. Yeah. There's really no way I can get the Warlord at this point.
No.
In the last turn. Okay.
Pretty much no.
Okay. We'll just all load into the Armored Sentinel then.
Yeah.
So 6 attacks. Nope, that's right.
Oh, I just gotta update the scoreboard.
I don't remember what I was hitting on. They're ballistics at 3. Okay, perfect. So 5 hit.
Uh-huh.
On
And the 3s. So only 1. This might be
It's still enough. It's still enough.
It's a weird one. You could CP reroll there.
Okay.
It's just if you want
Sure,
to.
there's no reason not to, yeah.
Because you go. Do you want it for the charge or for this? That's a hard one.
Ooh. I think I want it for this.
Okay. So 2 wounds at AP 2 on the Sentinel. He has a 3 normally, so you got a 5 up save on your armored Sentinel. Man, we're about to cut to the next stream time. TT, you have a 5 up save on your armored Sentinel.
Alright, let's see what I get.
2 5 up saves. You need to make at
Load
least
it
1.
up.
You make at least 1. It's D3 damage, so you still have the potential that you kill the armored Sentinel, but you can also not.
Wow.
Okay, that
Oh my
settles
God.
it. Sentinels
Thank God.
do blow up. So do you blow up?
Let's see what happens.
Right? D6 on a 6 it blows up. And does
Yep, on a
more?
6 you blow up. No, you do not blow up. Alright, so that just leaves the charge phase. We got 2 charges.
So, because it's my last turn, I don't need to hold this because that doesn't do anything for me, right?
Correct. So turn 5, you don't need to hold it. So
Take it off of him.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So charge phase. Let's start with the warriors. Five.
Yes,
Make it.
at -2 they should still make it.
Oh, right. They only need a 2.
-3.
I guess.
Yeah, they only need the 2, thankfully, because you just got a 2.
Yeah.
Alright, and then you need about probably a 4. No, it's gonna be a 5.
Right.
No, it should be a 4. Sorry, it should be a 4.
Right.
Yeah, 7 will
Well,
absolutely do it.
make-
Alright. And he'll just sit right there. Smacky times.
Okay, let's start with the warriors.
Yep.
They get 4 attacks each. That's 8 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay.
Oh, let me adjust my camera. There we go.
Ah, rerolling 1s, thank God.
Yep, that was a hell of a roll. Okay. That super turning around and winning on 3s.
Okay, so that's all wounds. Oh wait, sorry. I did that wrong. What did they hit on?
They hit on 3s, so you're fine. It's
Okay, good.
3
So I did
3s.
do it right.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 4 wounds on the guardsman, no AP. You have 4 5 up saves. These guardsmen live. No, they just die. They literally just die. Alright, and then you have your big boy into the Sentinel.
For fun. Okay, so 5 attacks with the scything talons, and then we'll do the tail after, right?
Yeah. You're hitting on
Hitting on-
2s for real 1s. And this is going to be 3 still because it's toughness 6. That is 4 wounds at AP 3, so you get 6 up saves on your Sentinel here. No, he definitely dies as he explodes. He does not. Almost. Almost.
I haven't seen him explode yet.
Alright. Oh, this.
Yeah, I guess that's the end of mine.
Yep, so TT, this is your final turn. You score at the end of the turn. So I realize actually there is a possible way for him. You have 1 chance, basically, to win.
So, okay. Just out of curiosity,
Or to tie.
Knowing that, if I had just left my hive tyrant here, would that have denied the?
Either way, it's the same problem because he had 2 things that could possibly get there.
Okay.
So,
Right. Okay. So he could have outmodeled me.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah. So, TT, you score at the end of this turn, so you don't score your primaries just yet. So,
Alright.
you don't need to kill anything this turn. Your best bet is to sit on, and you can tie this game, is to sit on that objective with your general, and then with an advance roll, get onto that objective. You need. Oh my god, you did it.
I'm gonna firearm MMA ways.
Alright. So then you just end your turn, and you pretty much you do it. You can't advance and shoot heavy weapons, unfortunately.
Alright. Good job. Good game.
The final score is 45-45. That is the first tie game in TTS Tutelage I've ever seen.
Nice.
In the most bizarre way possible.
That was wow! What a game!
That's a game. We did rated 3. Perfect.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was cool to watch. It was wild to watch. I've never seen anything quite like that. That was a nail biter all the way through. So TT, the only reason I said you should have shot those warriors off is that you could have taken the objective and you would have won by 5 points.
The thing is, I wanted to do the objective, but I was too ballsy.
You were too ballsy.
Too ballsy, and the dice was just, oh my fucking lord.
I've never seen dice rolls like this. I've never seen dice rolls like this, ever. Oh my god. That was wild.
I literally invoked the spirit of sugar action in this game.
Oh man, wow. Well, that was, I mean, it was your first 40k game, but I have a feeling that will be a memorable one. Oh, dude.
As a seriously real game, yes, that would be my first serious clusterfuck of a first game.
That was. Oh man. Realistically, you both played pretty well. I mean, with the way your rapier rolled, you actually wouldn't have killed those warriors anyway, so it didn't matter. Yeah, that's pretty much how Game of 40k goes. When you start doing your when you start wanting to play more, especially on TS, I would say you're both pretty much, you know, your profiles pretty well, or at least you're fairly familiar with them. So you could probably start bumping up to 1,000 point games. The reason why I'm saying do it in increments is so you can learn the stratagems from your core book and start applying those. Yeah.
Sad thing is I don't have the core books because the trove is down at the moment.
So Wahapedia is where you want to go. Wahapedia will have pretty much all your stratagems, all your rules.
Spend another dime on game workshop.
Yeah. So you can just go to Wahapedia. It'll have all your rules. It'll have all the stratagems. You can just read through that. It's actually easier to read, I would say, than in a core rule book. Yeah. So just head on over there, learn your stratagems, and start applying those in your games and learning what like works with your stratagems, because the combos can be really like. Keeler knew that like there's a double shoot that he could have done on his warriors. I mean his hive guard, which definitely would have helped with the consistency. And then guard have a lot of vehicles that you can just go wild with.
It was just entirely insane.
It was entirely insane, but that's what I would say is next step.
These hive guards did literally nothing.
They finally powered up at the very end, but it wasn't until the very end.
They were drinking something over here at these ruins.
All right, my friends. Do you have any questions for me before we go?
Yes. When can I play again with y'all?
If you like, there are people who do double TTS Tutelage games. We are eventually going to do showcases too. I know there was one duo that loved their game so much that they wanted to have a challenge match again, but when they've learned the game and gone up to like 1,000 or 2,000 points, you can totally do that. So yeah, we're still working on how that's going to work, so I'll let you know when I know. But
you've also got the find a match in the Discord too, right?
There's the looking for game match in the Discord. There's actually people who do new games in there all the time. I'd recommend going in there. And then if you actually want to do just another tutelage match because you don't feel like comfortable yet, you can totally sign up. I've had one guy who did 2 games already, so, and he did a totally different army too because he wanted to try something else out.
So far though, I'm having fun with the Deathkorps, the Krieg.
They're cool.
It's my go-to fucking race by now at this point because it's proven to be quite the.
They're good. The guard's good. Yeah, the Krieg are good.
funny fact is, I used to just be like, I am going to be the Duchess of Stardust boy all the time, and yada yada yada. But
No,
Krieg, man,
Krieg's fun.
How it works right now.
Yeah.
you can't stop the Krieg.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We actually have to end
you
because
for-
the next stream's about to start in 9 minutes.
That's right.
Yep.
Thank you for taking the time.
Of course,
Appreciate it.
though. Thanks for joining. It was a lot of fun to watch. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, it was helpful.
Very helpful.
Of course, I'm gonna answer a few questions chat first, and then I'm gonna do my plugs. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much again.
No problem. Fun game.
Yes, fun game. Let's see. Darth Pac-Man, that was a 500-point game, unbelievably. Then, how do you sign up for this learning game, Bumpering? I think I answered that, but it's on the TTS Discord, Reddit, and the TTS Tutelage sign up area. So just go ahead and join on that. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much, guys, who joined. Thank you for who subscribed and followed. Yeah, the Deathkorps stuff is killing stuff, and Kill Team too, and of course Hex, whatever it's called, came out too today. So God knows what's going on. Hexfire. All right, guys. Just a few final plugs. Of course, in 9 minutes, as I said, 8 minutes. There's a new game coming out. Another TTS Tutelage match. So stick around. That's going to be with Stranger, I believe. Thank you all for joining and for watching. I am Grandalf. You can find me at twitch.tv/Grandalf_TS. I am hopefully going to get more Grey Knight games in. I'm going to try to get one in tonight. I'm really excited to play them. They're a lot of fun. Definitely for more competitive ended stuff if you want to watch that. If you like what you see, please go ahead and take a look at the 40k TTS Warhammer Discord. There is also a TTS Warhammer 40k YouTube channel, and there's also a Reddit if you ever want to follow through theirs, and of course please follow the Twitch if you have not. And again, I believe there is still a Patreon if you would like to support in that way. Thank you so much, guys. You all have an absolutely lovely afternoon and evening. I'm signing out. Bye bye.